is the network of the Knicks, and we're not live at 1049 Park Avenue. No, we're at the world's most famous arena for the Knicks and the Bucks and not the Hawks as Milwaukee makes their first visit to New York this season. Good evening, everybody. We've got a lot of Odd Couple fans here at MSG. If you are too, you might want to check out Tony Randall and Jack Klugman, now starring on Broadway as the Sunshine Boys. We'll get to our resident Odd Couple in a moment, but first an update from the Knicks training room, where last night in Miami, Chris Childs suffered a severe concussion, unconscious for more than 4 minutes. He'll be out of tonight's game. Jeff Van Gundy did tell our own Michael Kay he expects him to be back by Sunday. Now, if you're looking for the Rangers and the Ottawa Senators, we've got a number for you to call to find out the channel on your local cable system. 1-800-511-4446. Now, come to think of it, they're not really an odd couple. They're both Felixes, sort of. Mike Breen and John Andres.
You know, John, he really shouldn't assume that we're Felixes, because as Felix once said, when you assume, you can make it. I don't think I can say that on the air.
You can say it.
No, I think I'll pass that out.
It's cable.
But it is, as Al said, just the Knicks and the Bucks. This is the second meeting of the season between the two. The first one, Knicks fans certainly remember. That was the game Patrick Ewing went down for the season with the wrist injury. And the Knicks come into tonight's game all banged up as well, with Chris Childs, as Al mentioned. He's out. That means more minutes for Charlie Ward. This has been an interesting year for Charlie Ward. We've seen drastic improvement, but yet he still needs to gain some consistency. But the strides have been made.
Well, Charlie has made giant strides. There's just no question about it. And he's had very big games this year. Let's get back to the beginning of the Knicks' 4-game winning streak recently, when he played so well against Damon Stoudemire. It's shooting the basketball like that that has made Charlie Ward a real dangerous offensive threat now in the last couple of months. One of the league leaders from three-point shooting range. He has proven time and again that he can make the shots. And tonight he's going to be under a great challenge playing against one of the league's better guards, without a doubt. Look at the improvement in Charlie Ward from his first 3 years till this season. The shooting of the basketball all over the court, it means so much to the Knicks. And of course, his assists are right there. With the time he's getting on the court, he's certainly making the most of it.
You mentioned one of the league's best guards. That's Terrell Brandon. He didn't play in the first game against the Knicks because of an ankle injury, but when you put a guy in terms of offense and defense together, he's as good as it gets in the NBA.
Well, he was part of the big trade that sent Vin Baker from Milwaukee to Seattle, and they're certainly happy about it. And Milwaukee is happy about this guy. He's such a fine player. Terrell Brandon with big numbers all the time. He's a two-time NBA All-Star. He's 10th in the NBA in assists right now, second in steals. He'll get your rebounds. He's a pleasure to watch, and he's also a nice guy.
As for the Knicks, the latest injury update on Charles Oakley. He's okay. He'll be in the starting lineup. Oakley, of course, banged up his shoulder last night in Miami, but will be playing tonight. Starting lineups and opening tip-off, Knicks and the Bucks, when we return.
Don't worry. I won't be long.
Oh, okay.
Psst. Hey, buddy. Over here, in petites.
Whoa.
Have a Bud Light.
This is awesome.
Yeah, we love shopping.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Touchdown!
Sorry, the New York Lotto jackpot is now $10 million. That's $10 million.
Cool.
Mother!
Well, let's see what's on tap for the weekend as we take you on.
I don't care who you are, you gotta be impressed with Sharon Resulting.
Yeah?
She is the whole package. Poise in front of the blue screen, keen analytical skills, complete grasp of the Beaufort scale. Oh, sweet move. You can't teach that sort of thing. I remember when she first came out of college, I said, now she's gonna be big someday.
You didn't say that.
I did. I said that.
Huh.
I did. I swear.
Buying tires is easier when you've got a great selection. Whatever you drive, Sears is the place to get tires, and now is the time to get them. Because you can save on select Goodyear, Pirelli, and other brand name tires, like the Wrangler ATT and the Goodyear Weather Handler. our best-selling Goodyear tire is on sale too. This great sale ends Saturday, so get in, get tires, and get rolling. Sears Auto Center.
It is perhaps our most impressive safety advance ever. A Volvo that can save your soul. Introducing the all-wheel drive cross-country from Volvo.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By the American Express card. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, American Express helps you do more. By Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz. And by Citibank. For banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
Knicks and Bucks tonight from Madison Square Garden. Patrick Ewing certainly remembers the first game against the Milwaukee Bucks at the Bradley Center when Andrew Lang's flagrant foul ended the season for Patrick Ewing. Lang very upset and showed a lot of remorse. In fact, called Ewing in the hospital to express his sorrow and apologized. Right now, let's get our starting lineup from public address announcer Mike Wilczewski.
Fine. Now for the Bucks starting lineup. At guard at 5'11" from Oregon, number 7, Terrell Brandon. At guard at 6'5" from Connecticut, number 34, Ray Allen. At forward at 6'7" from Purdue, number 13, Glenn Robinson. At forward at 6'9" from Xavier, number 42, Tyrone Hill. And at center at 6'11" from New Orleans, number 40, Irvin Johnson. For your New York Knicks, the coaches are Jeff Van Gundy, Don Shady, Brendan Malone, Tom Thibodeau, Jeff Nixon, Greg Brittenham. The athletic trainers are Mike Saunders and Saeed Hamdan. From Tennessee, number 20, Allen Houston. At guard at 6'2" from Florida State, number 21, Charlie Ward. At forward at 6'7" from UNLV, number 2, co-captain Larry Johnson. At forward at 6'9" from Virginia Union, number 34, co-captain Charles Oakley. And at center at 6'11" from Yale, number 14, with Stanley.
Knicks overall 24-18. They've lost 2 in a row. The Bucks 21 wins, 22 losses, but they come in with a 3-game winning streak. Chris Ford in his second year as head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. Former fine player, of course, for the Boston Celtics. And he's got quite a player in Glenn Robinson, who's 4th in the NBA in scoring at almost 23 per game. But he did not make the All-Star team. And Ford said Robinson didn't mince words about it.
Glenn was very disappointed that he didn't make it. You know, he's done everything that we could ask of him this season. I think that, you know, probably if you look at our record, maybe that's what's keeping him off the All-Star team. But Antoine Walker's team was below us as well. So, you know, it's a disappointing thing personally. But I told Glenn the best way to pay back is going out and having a great second half of the year and get us into the playoffs.
Every year, John, someone has a beef. He has a legitimate beef. There's no question. He's had a very good year, and he's improved defensively. And he also does a pretty good job on the boards and averages 3 assists a game as well.
Yes, he's certainly a contender, that's for sure. But Grant Hill, Sean Kemp, Glenn Rice, Antoine Walker, and Jason Williams all in that forward area, have also had excellent years, and they were chosen.
And that's Violet Palmer, one of the 2 female referees who made history this year. This is the first time the Knicks have had one of the 2 females. Talking to Palmer before the game, she said the toughest part of the job is the travel. She is not used to the NBA travel. But she says in terms of on the court and calling a game as a referee, she thinks it's going very well.
Well, Violet at 33 from Compton, California. 8 years officiating, so we'll talk a little bit about her as the game goes on.
By the way, Jeff Van Gundy was not blowing a kiss to Violet Palmer, as you saw there. Obviously a family member in the stands. So the Knicks win the opening tip. Chris Dudley again starting at center. Knicks have to bounce right back after that very disappointing loss in the hard-fought game in Miami last night. Allen Houston, quick jumper. Tyrone Hill with the rebound. Hill has played very well, averaging over 10 points and 10 rebounds per game. There's Terrell Brandon, first year with the Bucks. Ray Allen guarded by Houston. Pass deflected by Oakley, but it goes right inside. And Hill draws the foul and one. So Tyrone Hill with a chance for a 3-point play. Charles Oakley quickly picks up a foul.
Allen with a terrific pass inside, in that it reached a good destination for the Bucks. Allen, by the way, comes off an experience against the Knicks last time when he had his season high 35 points against the Knicks on that fateful night on December 20th in Milwaukee.
And Hill starts the game off for the Bucks with a 3-point play. Which Knicks fans certainly remember that one. Knicks losing by 20. But more importantly, losing number 33 for the season. Well, Patrick Ewing working very hard, staying in shape, saying he's going to try and come back for the playoffs. Doctors maintain that's not going to be able to happen. Dudley on the offensive rebound. Oakley tries to get it, knocked out of bounds. It's Milwaukee ball. Patrick's been very vocal on the bench. And as we mentioned, he has worked hard. Greg Brittenham, as you see Lang ready to come into the game. Greg Brittenham says Ewing is in as good shape as he's been in. He's working extremely hard to keep himself in proper condition.
Yes, we understand he has a new cast on as well, which took place during the last day, and also as Patrick is working with some rubber bands now to strengthen the hand and wrist, and he certainly gives off a very optimistic tone when he's asked about his condition and his hopeful return this season, although the doctors have a more conservative attitude as they projected after they performed the operation on Patrick.
Allen hits the first. Ewing's been really working. Saw him yesterday in Miami on the treadmill. Really going at it hard. And the Bucks lead to 5-0 as Allen hits both. That foul, by the way, was on Charlie Ward. Houston, Dudley can't handle the pass. 3-on-1 break. Allen, nice touch feed to Brandon, and just like that, it's 7-0, 90 seconds in.
Knick players have to realize you don't give the ball to Dudley out of position or where he can't do anything good with the basketball.
Charles Oakley. Oakley continues his good recent shooting and gets the Knicks on the board. Oakley, who was struggling shooting earlier this season, is hitting at 57% over the last half-dozen games. Brandon on the pull-up. Terrell Brandon makes it 9-2.
Gave Charlie Ward the feeling he was going to pass, and he was a passive offensive player. All of a sudden, he became a killer.
Oakley's pass, Larry Johnson able to get it. Johnson posting up Tyrone Hill. Ward wide open for 3. Brandon on the rebound. Bucks looking to run. Allen fakes the 3. Dudley the board. Knicks trail by 7, almost 2.5 gone by. Ward forces the dribble and turns it over. Allen and Irvin Johnson. Allen, pretty fake, and Johnson misses the jam. And now they're going to call a goaltend. Bennett Salvador came in from half court and calls the goaltend, so 2 points for Irvin Johnson.
Very beautiful handling of the basketball here. You'll see the fake and then the dish inside for Johnson.
And Jeff Van Gundy is going to call a 20-second timeout.
With a look at that play. And then the goaltending call.
Chris Ford trying to get his team with some consistency. As we mentioned, they've won 3 in a row. That's a season-high winning streak for them. And Milwaukee will be one of those teams fighting for the final spots in the Eastern Conference. There you see the Knicks and Nets right now tied in the 7th spot. Boston right there. You have 13 teams that could be battling in the Eastern Conference to make the postseason.
That's going to be a killer run down at the stretch for teams wanting to get into the playoffs.
So far, an ugly start for Jeff Van Gundy's squad, as they've turned it over twice and missed 4 of their first 5 shots.
Well, the Bucks come off a day's rest after beating Detroit Tuesday night at home, 83-81.
Allen Houston knocks it down. That's a 2-pointer for Houston. 11-4. Knicks trail by 7. Brandon, as we mentioned, missed the first Knick game with that ankle injury. Missed 7 games in that stretch. That's probably one of the reasons he's not on the All-Star team, because he's one of the best 2 guards in the league, and hits another one from the baseline.
He's got a nice roll going also from the last 2 years when he made the All-Star team representing the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Johnson feed to Dudley. Dudley trying to keep it alive. Cannot. Ball knocked out of bounds by the Bucks. And Knicks will take it. 13-4. Knicks trailing. Milwaukee's come out and hit 5 of their first 6 from the field. Charlie Ward among the Giants, and he draws the foul. They call it. Let's see who it goes against. Irvin Johnson. And that's going to be his first, and Ward will go to the line.
This is an attitude that Charlie Ward has, and not everybody has. Big guys are in front of him, and yet he has the courage, the strength, the jumping ability to go right into them and draw the foul.
It's the second time Ward's banged around a little bit. This on that other turnover.
Well, Charlie just put his head down and ran into the defender, and that turnover cost the Knicks a couple of points.
Now, if you talked about John at the top, you know, Ward has, and Jeff Van Gundy will probably say Ward has improved more than anybody on the team. He's made great strides, just needs to gain some consistency.
That's always the measure.
Glenn Robinson, his first shot. Ward picks up the rebound. 13-6, Knicks trail. Johnson against Hill. Allen Houston. Johnson, nice head fake and a pull-up. Larry Johnson, little head fake gets the man away from him and gets his first basket. Robinson fires up another one.
That's the guy. We talk about Glenn Robinson in defensive transition. The Knicks have got to take daylight from him, as they had to do last night with Tim Hardaway, which they did for a lot of the game, but not at the end.
Houston misfires on the 3. Johnson quick outlet, 4-on-2 break for the Bucks. Robinson drives down a lane, knocked loose. Allen has a wide open 3. Ray Allen from downtown, and it's 18-8.
This team is number 4 in the NBA from 3-point range. They can make the long shots.
Jeff Van Gundy wants to improve his defense. Just under 7.5 remaining in the first. Ray Allen to the Bucks with a 10-point lead.
The Knicks are in Milwaukee to battle the Bucks after MCS Cannon game night, Tuesday night on MSG.
I'm about to unleash the biblical plague.
For Special Agent Sean Archer,
He wants people dead.
there's only one way to catch a killer.
State-of-the-art morphogenetic template.
You want to take his face and mine?
You've got to become him. From the director of Broken Arrow, John Travolta, Nicolas Cage.
What do you say we trade back?
Face Off.
Plan B. Let's just kill each other.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on DirecTV.
The game really is a lot like jazz. You can take a jazz quintet and actually liken it to 5 people on a basketball court. The point guard would be like the piano player, because in most bands the piano is like the brain. Then you have the power forward, which is like the drummer. I think that small forward position, I'd have to give that to that tenor saxophone. But I think if I was a coach, I wouldn't put me in the game. I play a good anthem, man.
You know the game. Now get inside it. Log on to NBA.com and reach every team and every player. Explore NBA news and notes. Visit the NBA store. Or chat with NBA players and coaches. Enter NBA.com Arena and go courtside for live game audio broadcasts and on-screen play-by-play. It's all here. The online world of the NBA. Go to the net. NBA.com.
Closed captioning provided by New York Marriott Marquis. Broadway's biggest hit. 7:29 remaining in the first. Knicks trailing by 10. Want to remind you, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly, because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. Quiet crowd early as the Knicks down by 10 quickly. Bucks have hit 7 of their first 10 shots. They've hit all 3 of their free throws. As the Knicks have struggled, as you see, 30% from the field. They were 35% last night in Miami against the Heat. Poor shooting really did them into the fourth quarter. Pass stolen by Tyrone Hill. Knicks with 3 turnovers. Ray Allen tries to draw contact. Tough shot. Tyrone Hill the rebound. The putback blocked by Dudley. And Johnson gets to Karam.
Allen did get rocked on that play. He did draw contact.
Tyrone Hill did as well. Hill was complaining to Violet Palmer on his follow. He should have had a call. Allen Houston strong to the goal. And that's the aggressive move we've seen the last several weeks from Allen Houston.
And he has that quality which is often discussed about ability to hang in the air, which people say is impossible to do. But he does look, as Jordan does when he executes many of his beautiful moves, that he has the ability to hang there a little longer.
He's got 4 points. Knicks down 8. Hill left hand and 1. Tyrone Hill with a chance for another 3-point play as Chris Dudley picks up the personal. That's going to be Dudley's first, and Buck Williams is going to enter.
Well, Tyrone Hill, one of the outstanding understated forwards in the NBA, with a beautiful move. And speaking of beautiful moves, Allen Houston with a hesitation right to the basket, and the finish with a lot of people watching him, standing right near him, but they could not deal with him.
Hill well short. Glenn Robinson the rebound. And the Bucks simply have a lot more intensity right now. Knicks have come out flat.
They're looking like spectators.
They're looking like a team that had an emotional game last night in Miami is what they're looking like. And that's not an excuse. They know they have to come and play. Houston again, left-handed this time. 22-12. Knicks down 10.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. Would be a bad experience for Allen Houston to put the Knicks on his back and carry them if he can.
He's off to a good start. 6 points. Ray Allen, though, dribbles past him. Buck Williams the rebound. Larry Johnson against Hill. Second consecutive night. He's got a much taller player on him. Johnson move, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line.
You know, Mike, that was kind of a return move. Hill had a move like that a moment ago, which was a beauty. And Larry Johnson also took Hill for a ride. There's Johnson putting the ball on the floor, going left and spinning around to the basket. Last night, when he'd finish a spin, he'd end up taking the shot falling away. But when he takes it to the basket, something good will happen. He may not make the shot, but he'll get in close. His percentages increase. And in this case, he draws a foul.
And he's drawing, we saw last night in Miami, even though he plays the small forward position in terms of just the name of it, he plays in the low post, and they're starting to put bigger forwards defending him. Last night, P.J. Brown, ball knocked out of bounds. And they're going to call a push against Larry Johnson. Violet Palmer did not see it and asked for help. Kenny Maurer came over and called the foul on Larry Johnson. That's his first and the team's fourth.
Well, the New York fans and the New York Knicks are seeing lady official for the first time.
Dee Cantor, of course, is the other female official. Johnson down low, little jump hook. 24-13. Knicks down 11. Just under 5.5 remaining in the first. And Houston can't handle a pass.
You mentioned Dee Cantor, Mike. Dee and Violet, the first female referees in pro sports history.
They've worked some NBA Summer League games over the years and even some preseason games. Brandon, Tyrone Hill. Robinson left open. Oakley the rebound. Fires the pass to Larry Johnson. And Johnson puts it in. I was just about to say an ill-advised pass because there were a couple of Bucks back there. But Oakley gets the assist.
I don't think you were alone either. But everybody's happy at the Knicks end.
Hill, who will not look to shoot from the outside. Robinson driving at an eighth and a blocking foul called on Oakley. That's going to be his second.
You know, Jeff Van Gundy has a different kind of pressure on him tonight because of the fatigue factor. What went into a game last night in Miami. Here's Charles Oakley with an AT&T great connection pass. And Larry Johnson one-on-one around the basket is murder.
Robinson hitting the free throw. Glenn Robinson, of course, was the first overall pick. As you see Mills coming in for Charles Oakley. Robinson was the first overall pick back in '94, signed that 10-year contract. He's averaged 22, 20, and 21 per game in his first 3 years. This year, nearly 23. You see he's fourth in the league. Still has not made an all-star team.
Well, the imagery is that he's just a scorer.
Talking to some of the coaching staff, they really feel he's worked hard to improve his defense. They're not going to say he's a good defensive player, but he's working at it.
Well, he's getting better at the other phases of the game.
Houston tied up. Mills left wide open. That's a three. Air ball. And Brandon comes the other way. Little stutter move from Terrell Brandon. Johnson left hand tip won't go. Tyrone Hill battling Ward, knocks it loose out of bounds. And it's going to be Bucks ball. Charlie Ward was held by Tyrone Hill as he tried to go for that rebound. Hill's one of the best offensive rebounders in the league. Always active as you see John Starks coming into the game. And Ward will sit down, so Starks replacing point. Again, Chris Childs not with the team. He's home, recovering from the concussion suffered last night in Miami.
Thankfully, it should not keep him out too long.
Robinson against Mills, gets by him, draws the foul, and Larry Johnson has picked up his second. So the sloppiness from the Knicks at both ends of the floor. They just don't have intensity right now.
Well, when you see a team score 30 against the Knicks in the first quarter, you know that's bad news. So they got to go to work. And here's Jeff. I started to get into the point about he's got to coach a different game tonight because of his players' fatigue. They are human beings. Well, sometimes the schedule is such and the intensity is such, and I think they're not. I don't know how they do it. Most people don't understand how they can physically do what they do. But tonight, Jeff Van Gundy's got to rotate people and pay attention to the fatigue factor because of last night's emotional game in Miami.
Anthony Bowie comes in for Larry Johnson. Robinson hits another free throw. Back-to-back games. Obviously, if you're playing the West Coast or in Texas, you never play a back-to-back when you have to come home. The trip from Miami is the longest trip that they'll ever have to play in a back-to-back. Anything longer, and it just doesn't happen. Starks misfires on his first. Tyrone Hill the rebound. 28-15. Knicks trailing. Being badly outplayed here in the first. Irvin Johnson shot blocked, but a foul. And Irvin Johnson will now shoot free throws as Allen Houston picks up his first.
Well, it is evident, and the Knicks have a little meeting right now quickly on the court, that the lively legs of the Bucks are going to be a major problem unless the Knicks start putting their bodies in front of them under the Bucks basket. They've got to take something away from them.
Johnson misfires. Irvin Johnson is not a good free throw shooter. It's 64% this year. Of course, started off his career as a first-round pick in Seattle. Last year played in Denver and then was traded this offseason to Milwaukee.
He was 5 of 11 from the foul line in their last game against Detroit.
28-15. Knicks down by 13 with 3.5 to go in what has not been a good first period. Anthony Bowie, this is third or fourth game, I should say, with the Knicks in terms of getting on the court and playing. Houston fires. Brandon another rebound. Knicks shooting 37%. Glenn Robinson, little fake, and a foul called on Bowie. And Knicks over the limit, so more free throws coming up. I want to again tell you about A special phone number, 1-800-511-4446, to find out what channel your favorite MSG team is playing on. Use your remote or call 1-800-511-4446. Rangers playing in Ottawa tonight as Glenn Robinson misses a free throw. See his rebounds, 5.5 per game, assists up to 3, and he's in the top 10 in minutes per game. 29-15. Mills now has Brandon on him. Starks wants to get him the ball,
but Mills had to come outside to get it.
Shot clock down to 7. Buck Williams finds Bowie. Bowie can't handle it. Mills gets it. 2 on the shot clock and gets the roll. Chris Mills has it go through the net as the shot clock expires.
John Starks getting another shot at playing the point guard on the other team, as he did last night in Miami.
Knicks down by 12, 29-17. Robinson wide open.
Oh, that's too easy for him. That's a foul shot for one of the game's great shooters.
Robinson now with 11 points here in the first quarter. He's hit the 40-point mark once this year, but he's consistently in the 20s.
Yeah, he had a 42-game number against the Bulls, no less.
Legal defense called against the Bucks. Their first, just a warning, and we'll have timeout. 2:03 remaining, first quarter. Knicks trailing the Celtics by 14. The Bucks, that is.
Bet you Bud Light, my friend here, can beat you.
Yeah, right. Okay, pal, you're on.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
This would be mine.
Make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light says my friend here can beat you.
Let me make this simple. With the AT&T One Rate plan, calls from home are one low rate to anybody in America 100% of the time. So of the 24 hours, there is no hour when this rate does not apply. It's the day rate, the night rate, weekdays, weeknight. Let me put it to you this way. The time when this rate is not valid does not exist. Is that clear?
Yes.
You see, when I apply myself?
No games. The AT&T One Rate plan.
You've spotted a car that's easier to own. Ford Taurus is the car you can gas up and forget about. Because from front to rear, Taurus's no-charge maintenance program covers all normal schedule maintenance. Belts, hoses, tire rotation, maintenance inspections, oil and filters, and more. For 3 years or 36,000 miles. Just add gas, because at your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer, there's more to afford. And now you can drive a brand new 98 Ford Taurus for just $269 a month for 36 months.
TriStar Pictures giving Knicks fans a chance to win exciting prizes in conjunction with the release of its new film Desperate Measures, starring Michael Keaton and Andy Garcia. It opens tomorrow in New York. One lucky winner will win the grand prize, a special screening of the movie for the winner and 25 guests. In the private Sony screening room with the New York Knicks player, runners-up can win Knicks tickets and movie merchandise. And if you don't have 25 friends, you can go 25 different times to your own private screening. Now McPherson has made another appearance. No makeup. Don't put the camera on me.
Sorry, El. You look better and better.
Just a matter of time before they take a swing at the cameraman. El would never do that.
Soon to be a mother.
That's right.
El McPherson.
Chris Mills underneath. And Mills again showing his strength around the basket. 31-19. Knicks down by 12. 1:48 remaining in the first. Robinson trying to post up Anthony Bowie. Robinson shoots right over him. He has got some stroke.
He has no regard for the defender, does he?
He has 9 straight points from Milwaukee, 13 here in the first. Starks operating against Brandon, blocked by Brandon. Beautiful play from Terrell Brandon.
5'11". That was some outstanding defensive play on Starks.
Armin Gilliam in the game, feeds Hill. Brandon now with a penetration, and Hill can't handle a pass. Turnover for the Bucks, just their first, and the Knicks will take over.
I don't know what it is about Brandon. but when he's moving up court, he doesn't look like he's going that fast. Usual way about him. He just moves rapidly, but he doesn't look like he's going that fast, and he turns it up and he's really flying.
Anthony Bowie. Mills right there, can't hit the layup, and Hill gets the rebound. Brandon pushing it up the other way. Knicks trailing by 14. Armin Gilliam, Bowie the rebound. And the Knicks turn it over. Stark's not ready for the pass.
Well, that was...
And Boo's coming down.
The nervousness of Bowie. He's trying to bring something, gets the rebound. He's trying to ignite a break, and he just didn't look where he was throwing the ball.
It has been an extremely sloppy first quarter for the Knicks. Armin Gilliam blocked by Mills. Knicks come the other way. Houston loses it, but a reach-in foul is called. And for the Bucks, just their third team foul, so the Knicks will take it out of bounds. Robinson will pick up his first personal. Coach is always concerned after emotional games on the road. Coming back against a team that's not considered as good the next night is difficult in terms of getting up, as Bowie sits down. Charlie Ward back in.
Well, the Knicks certainly have respect for the Bucks. As you recall, the Knicks had were down 15 points before Patrick Ewing got hurt, right before the half in Milwaukee on December 20th. So they saw how the Bucks can play.
Illegal defense called against the Bucks. That's their second, so a technical foul. No matter who plays, when you lose by 20, it's something. As you mentioned, when Ewing went out, they were already getting hammered. Houston now at 7 points as he hits the free throw.
Chris Ford really wears the strain of coaching on his face. Not a face that is used to smiling, you know, Mike.
Although Jim Todd, who was one of his assistants, who used to be in the area, was an assistant coach at Marist, says that once the game's over, he is so relaxed, everything's calm, and has a good way about him. Players really enjoy him. Shot clock is turned off. Houston against Robinson, tries to get around him and does, but he stepped on the sideline. So Houston goes to the baseline, turns it over with 5.5 remaining.
Well, the Knicks are certainly going through all of the various ways you can have a turnover here in the first quarter.
Yeah, there's Jimmy Todd, assistant at Columbia and at Marist, spent a lot of time in the metro area. Brandon with a second to go has it stripped, and there's the buzzer, ending 12 difficult minutes for the New York Knicks. They come out a little flat here in the first quarter and are trailing the Milwaukee Bucks. First period complete here at the Garden. The Bucks 33 and the Knicks 20. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this timeout.
With 3 powerful Magnum engines to choose from, a Dodge Dakota can be very big. Or from a dollars and cents point of view, quite the opposite. Here's a big surprise from the truck that's full of surprises. Buy a Dodge Dakota and get a Magnum V6 at no extra charge. So to satisfy your lust for more power, see the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
You sign a lot of autographs?
Oh, yeah, you?
They asked me to bend stuff a lot.
I can see that. What?
It's Lois. She's in trouble.
Did you look through that building?
Well, kind of. It's glass. Lois!
Superman, I've forgotten my wallet.
I can't carry money in this. I'm powerless.
I'm not.
My hero.
You can do more with the American Express card.
Could you? For my kid.
There are millions of reasons to fly today. Only one that matters to you. At Delta Airlines, it is our pleasure to get you to the place you want to be. Delta Airlines, on top of the world.
college hoops on MSG. Catch great players and matchups from the Big East, Northeast, A10, and MAC conferences. LaSalle battles Duquesne Saturday afternoon on MSG.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by the 68,000 professionals at Delta Airlines. By American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, American Express helps you do more. And by the irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's?
Second quarter is set to begin. Madison Square Garden. Knicks trailing the Bucks 33-20. Fordham grad Denzel Washington.
He's a Ram.
Yep.
Ram tough, too.
Chatting with Spike, who, of course, also having a tough time getting himself going in the first quarter. He was down in Miami last night. And there's the shooting. Knicks struggling again. 38%. It's Elliot Perry, backup point guard, bringing it up. He's out there with Michael Curry, Armin Gilliam, Robinson, and Allen. This is where the Bucks have had some problems. They don't have a great bench. Allen comes off the screen, off the mark. Oakley tips it to Ward. Ward, Starks, Mills, Oakley, and Buck Williams out there for New York. Ball deflected out of bounds by Allen. Still Nick ball, 17 on the shot clock. Ray Allen, who lit it up here when he played at UConn in the Big East tournament in games against St. John's.
Quiet first quarter, though, as Glenn Robinson was doing most of the damage.
Starks, three-pointer. John Starks from downtown. Gilliam didn't want to come out and guard him. And Starks made him pay.
Well, the Knicks will certainly welcome the return of good shooting form for John Starks after his difficult night last night in Miami.
Knicks down by 10. Robinson posting up Mills, and Mills with his hand on his back, so gets called for the foul. That's the first on Mills, first team foul. Mills obviously disagrees with the call. That's Michael Curry with the ball, former Piston. First year with the Bucks. They've made some roster changes, especially on their bench. Harry. Knicks down by 10. Just over a minute gone by here in the second. Buck Williams on the pull-up jumper. Oakley mistimed his jump. It was right there for the tip, but it kind of took one more bounce on the rim.
Oakley had a good cut going to the basket, too, as Buck Williams went up for the shot.
And Glenn Robinson knocks down another 15 points for Glenn Robinson. And the Knicks are down by 12. Mills with a jumper. Gilliam the rebound. Mills, who's a very good shooter, has not really found the rhythm of the shot yet. As Robinson, again, this one from three-point range. And the Knicks down by 15.
He is special.
And Jeff Van Gundy very upset. Robinson has scored the last 14 points for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's got 18 already. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Knicks getting beaten badly already. 10 seconds remaining. Allen Houston a three. Bang! Allen Houston ties it up.
You're watching MSG Network.
We're all over. You're into the game. Get into the gear. Have you heard about Nothing But Hoops? It's the official catalog of the NBA. You can get NBA Authentics. That's the same stuff players wear. Hey, it might even help your game. Get the coolest stuff from any team, anytime, anywhere. Even WNBA stuff. What more could you ask for? For your free Nothing But Hoops catalog, call 1-800-NBA-HOOPS. 1-800-NBA-HOOPS. I love this stuff.
Breakdown is the #1 thriller in the country.
My wife did not leave me.
The New York Times calls it pure action. It packs a punch.
What do you want?
Fresh and exciting, says USA Today. Solid thrills, raised Gene Shalit of The Today Show.
When do I see my wife?
Just start walking. People magazine calls it a high-octane thriller.
Get down on the ground!
And Roger Ebert says this film delivers. Breakdown.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
Come along, join the biggest stars as they soar into the night.
We hit the stage to watch the NBA play. All across Broadway. I love this game.
minutes gone by. Second quarter, Glenn Robinson 18 points as the Knicks trail by 15.
Here's a look at the New York Marriott Marquis sky cam of what happens when Robinson gets a pick and the response isn't fast enough. The New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit.
Robinson, of course, not the only one that upset not making the All-Star team. I think Dennis Rodman really had a legitimate beef this year, and Strickland as well. Abdul-Rahim numbers a little inflated because who he plays for. Same with Stoudemire. Ball turned over again. Ricky Pierce is in the game. Perry the fake and the jumper. Mills the rebound.
One guy who's on the list, which is a popularity contest, Penny Hardaway, who has announced that he's going to come back now and probably play in the game, believe it or not. But that's really unfair. The guy's played 13 games this season. 13. Half the season is 41. And now he's going to, he's going to be on it because the fans voted, that's the way the system works. But it's a popularity contest, and that's why he'll have that opportunity. But we heard some stinging comments from the other Hardaway, Tim Hardaway, yesterday. Actually, in today's Miami Herald about that. He just feels it's unfair.
Well, it's certainly a flawed system, as you mentioned. That last turnover, by the way, John, the Knicks' 8th.
Tim Hardaway really should be getting the start as another All-Star.
And a foul before the shot. Gilliam. It's fouled by Charlie Ward, who now has 2 fouls. Knicks have been consistently bad here in the first half in pretty much every phase. They're not shooting the ball well. They're turning it over. The defense has not been solid either.
You talk about, well, we'll get back to the All-Star. It's an interesting subject. Wait for a foul shot. Who should be replaced or that kind of thing.
Mills on the weak side, a rebound. Johnson. And Larry Johnson able to get it. Knicks need some kind of offense. The fast breaks will help a little bit as they've struggled in the half court. 38-25. Knicks trail, just over 3 minutes gone by in the second. Along with John Andres, Mike Breen on hand. At Madison Square Garden. Michael Curry, and nobody there to pick him up. Larry Johnson put his hand up, kind of nodded his head, admitting it was his turn to go down there, but an easy 2 for Michael Curry. Shot clock down to 8. And another illegal defense. Jeff Van Gundy's been yelling at Bennett Salvatore for illegal defense for about 5 seconds before he made the call. So a technical foul. It's their 3rd infraction. Still pleading his case. Starks misses the free throw. Andrew Lang still waiting to get in. He'll, of course, will be roundly booed. The joke in Milwaukee that he felt so bad about the injury to Ewing that he hasn't committed a foul since.
Well, rumor has it too that he's on the trading block, as he has not been doing big things, and the Bucks seem to be in the market to make some moves before the February 19th deadline, trade deadline.
Ward's 3 misses. Starks trying to save it. Johnson tips it to Oakley. Oakley left open, goes down to Johnson, and with 3 players on him, banks it in.
Great part about the fans here. Any kind of life or good things, boy, they come right to the Knicks. Gave them a big round of applause on that fine effort.
We've heard, though, 2 sets of boos tonight. Robinson pulls up. Glenn Robinson once again. He's got 20. Knicks down by 15.
Man, I wonder if he's going to hit the rim of some of these shots. They're just hitting net.
Oakley wide open. He does the same. 42-29. Oakley with 4. Knicks need some stops. Their defense has not been good at all. Ricky Pierce. Robinson gets around. He's called for travel. Took that extra step trying to get around the defender. And for the Bucks, it's only their 2nd turnover. Knicks have Allen Houston back in the game. Mills sits down. Oakley looking for Johnson. Perry was on him, and a foul on Perry on the entry pass. Good recognition there from Oakley.
Yes, Charles always looks to pass, sometimes to his detriment, but he picked up on that quickly.
Tyrone Hill and Terrell Brandon come back in as Perry and Gilliam sit down.
Larry Johnson set up down low. All of a sudden on a switch, he's got the little guy on him, and he gets the basketball.
Starks a three. John Starks, his second three-pointer. And the Knicks within 10 again. They've trailed by as many as 15. It's now 42-32. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the second.
Brandon has been very unselfish here in the first half, giving that ball up, looking to set people up.
Robinson on the pull-up. Ball tipped. Ricky Pierce knocked it out of bounds, and it's Nick Ball. Knicks shooting has gone up to 45%. Bucks, meanwhile, at 50 right now. Johnson has Brandon on him, and another switch. Quick shot. And once again, Oakley finding Larry Johnson with the mismatch. Knicks have hit their last 4 shots at a pool within 8, and Chris Ford wants to talk it over a 22nd timeout. Larry Johnson has 11 points. Knicks on a 7-0 run.
Well, this is the best moment of the game, the last couple of minutes now for the Knicks.
They have been sluggish for a quarter and a half. Let's take a look at the last basket once again.
Again in a mismatch situation. Even though other people come over to try and defend Johnson, it's too late.
I like the way Oakley immediately sees the mismatch and gets the right guy the ball. I want to remind you, plenty of local team action coming up. We'll start with tomorrow, Islanders and Hurricanes, 7:30 on Fox Sports New York. Then at 10, Devils fake Mark Messier's Canucks on Fox Sports New York 2. Saturday, Sam Cassell and the Nets battle the Grizzlies, 10 o'clock on Fox Sports New York 2. Monday, the Rangers and Sharks, 10:30 start on MSG. Tuesday, Knicks and the Bucks again in Milwaukee, 8:30 on MSG. All coming up on the Madison Square Garden Network and Fox Sports New York. Approaching the midway point of the second quarter, Knicks on a 7-0 run. They pulled to within 8. Oakley trying to double team Brandon. Pass down low to Irvin Johnson. Oakley went for the steal, and Johnson gets it easy too. 44-34. Knicks down by 10. We're midway through the second. Ward with the drive. Ball knocked loose. Starks and Johnson collide. Starks saves it to Ward.
What a play by Starks. He pulled a Charles Oakley.
Oakley misses the jumper. Tyrone Hill with the rebound, his 5th.
John fearlessly went after that basketball and could have gotten hurt.
As we saw that tough to watch collision last night with Chris Childs. Robinson on the pull-up. This is his 2nd consecutive shot. Starks comes the other way. Starks pass deflected by Johnson out of bounds. Still Nick Ball. As Ray Allen will check back in. Van Gundy puts a lot of mileage during the course of a game.
Think he'd prefer to be in a sweatshirt or a t-shirt?
Absolutely. Sweatsuit would be just fine. Starks a 3. John Starks again. His 3rd three-pointer here in the first half. And the Knicks are pulled within 7.
John is back.
Force was 1 of 7 last night. The one shot he hit was a big one. It gave the Knicks a lead in the 4th quarter. But he's 3 for 5 from the field. Curry. That's a 2 for Michael Curry. 46-37. Knicks trail by 9. Just over 4.5 remaining in the second. Starks makes his move. Allen Houston knocks down the jumper. You see the improved shooting here in the second quarter for the Knicks.
Well, the whole picture changes when the Knicks start making their perimeter shots.
Trying to get free. Ward pokes it away and gets the steal. The Knicks have come alive at both ends now. Starks with a move. Ward fakes the three. Beautiful feed to Charles Oakley. And the Knicks have pulled within 5. A 14-4 run. Charlie Ward, a pretty assist.
Isn't it interesting to see the whole energy change here? All of a sudden, the Bucks are stationary, and they become spectators.
And Chris Ford calls the timeout. Shears now at the guard. 3:44 remaining in the second. It's 46-41 Milwaukee.
Okay, sweetie. I'll talk to you later. Me too. No, it's not that. I'm watching the game right now with the guys, you know? So I'll call you later, okay? Me too. I know. Me too. Of course I do.
Hey, come on. Say it or hang up.
Me too.
Me too.
Open a Heineken, and the truth pours out.
I said it.
You're picking on me, honey. Cupid, give me the phone.
You sign a lot of autographs?
Oh, yeah, you?
They asked me to bend stuff a lot.
I can see that. What?
It's Lois. She's in trouble.
Did you look through that building?
Well, kind of. It's glass. Lois!
Superman, I've forgotten my wallet.
I can't carry money in this. I'm powerless.
I'm not.
My hero.
You can do more with the American Express card.
Could you? For my kid.
With Plymouth, this is what you pay for, and this is what you get. Take, for example, Plymouth Neon. You get all this. And now these special savings. Get $1,500 cash back or 1.9% APR, so you can save over $2,700 in finance charges. One more time. This is what you pay for, and this is what you get. Plymouth Neon, only at your local Plymouth dealer.
3:44 remaining, second quarter at Madison Square Garden. Knicks trailing by 5, 46-41. This, of course, was December 20th at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Andrew Lang on the flagrant foul. And just 1 week later, just 2 games later, this was against the Nets. Lang with another hard foul, knocking Jason Williams to the floor, and an offensive foul against Michael Curry. Who else but Charles Oakley takes the charge. And that's an interesting. I'm surprised to see that, because from talking to some of the people involved with the Bucks, Lang had become less aggressive, they felt, overall, because he really did feel bad, but obviously not bad enough to pretty much hammer Jason Williams.
That was a terrible foul as well.
Starks to Oakley. Oakley spinning. Shot clock is at 8. Ward gets around Irvin Johnson. Starks, a three-pointer. Bang! John Starks, his 4th three-pointer here in the first half. And it's 46-44. A 17-4 run. Starks has 12 points. Ball knocked loose. Allen has it poked away again. Shot clock at 6 for Milwaukee. Down to 3. Curry the runner. Ward the rebound. And the Cardinals come alive.
What a turnaround. 17-4 run for the Knicks.
Larry Johnson, air ball. Hill the rebound. Brandon quickly the other way. A 3-on-2. Feeds Allen. Left-handed shot by Allen, but he drew the foul. Allen Houston will pick up his second. But the Knicks have turned this one around. They looked miserable for a quarter and a half, trailed by 15, but have now gone on a 17-4 run and cut the Bucks lead to 2.
Look how much John Starks means to the Knicks in a situation like this. How many times have Knicks fans, and of course the Knicks community, seen John Starks lift the team up out of a doldrum, and they certainly were deep in a doldrum, and all of a sudden spark all those around him. That's why, Mike, you recall when he came in the game tonight, before he even touched the basketball, the fans gave him a huge reaction. He's just got that special charisma based on these qualities that he has.
And all 12 of his points here in the second quarter. Ray Allen misses both free throws. 46-44. 2:20 remaining in the second. Knicks have completely turned around the terrible start.
Amazing. Allen, an 88% foul shooter, missing 2.
Starks, another three. It's good. John Starks gives the Knicks their first lead of the night. 5 for 5 from downtown. What a performance from Starks here in the second. Ray Allen. Brandon hit from behind, and Starks called for the personal. Brandon will shoot two. First foul on Starks. So Starks played a couple of minutes at the end of the first quarter, but has just erupted for 15 points in the second, and has hit all 5 of his three-pointers.
I mean, he had a hand in his face, almost on his face, and he still makes it. You know, in an arena or a gym or wherever a basketball player plays a lot, he has a feel. He has a feel for what it takes. You really sometimes don't have to get a good look at the rim because of the feel you have for the location, the distance, and that's what John Starks is demonstrating here with this amazing exhibition.
Brandon hits both. 48-47. Knicks down by 1. Just over a minute and a half remaining. Second quarter. Robinson on Starks. Starks using Larry Johnson. Tries it again. He puts it in. 6 for 6 from three-point range. What a performance. 50-48. Knicks by 2. Tyrone Hill. Allen fakes the three. Stripped by Ward, but they called a foul. And the Knicks now over the limit, and that's the 3rd foul on Charlie Ward. Certainly a key number with Chris Childs not playing tonight.
I get the feeling that this is happening so fast to the Bucks that Chris Ford hasn't really prepared his team, or reacted, I should say, to the John Starks explosion. I mean, they left him quite open on that last shot.
Allen hits the first free throw. Excuse me, John. I want to give you that phone number once again to find out what channel your favorite MSG team is playing on. 1-800-511-4446. And Rangers in Ottawa tonight, so find out your favorite MSG team, what channel they're playing on. 1-800-511-4446. Free throws are good. Game tied at 50. 1:03 remaining here in the second. A second quarter that has belonged to John Starks. 6 for 6 from three-point range. Allen with a steal. Tiptoes along the sideline, but lost it down at the other end. He made the great play to keep it alive, but I think maybe took his eye off it as he was looking at the goal.
When he got to the basket, he didn't have the basketball. Everything was fine till that moment.
By the way, the Knick record for most threes in a game is 8. Starks has done that a couple of times. Still Knick ball.
Here's Allen on the steal. Behind the back, recovers it, and then loses it right around the basket.
By the way, the NBA record for three-pointers in a quarter is 7. Ray Allen touched that last. Knicks will get it out with shot clock at 6. The 3 players who've done that, 2 of them for the Hawks, Henry James and Steve Smith. And then John Roche did it for Denver way back in '82. 7 three-pointers in a game, or in a quarter, I should say, is the NBA record. Houston with 3 on the shot clock. Allen Houston. Chris Mills the rebound. It's about a 2-second differential between the game clock and shot clock.
Taller Ray Allen now matched up on Starks.
And Brandon on Allen Houston. Brandon second in the NBA in steals. Houston has to protect that basketball. Brandon fouls him. They have a foul to give. 7.1 seconds remain. First foul on Brandon. Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk. Tri-State Jeep and Eagle halftime report. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. Plus Al Trotwick and Clyde Frazier with the highlights. Starks has it. Starks pulls back. Feed underneath. Larry Johnson. 2 seconds to go. Johnson backs it in from straight on. 7/10 of a second remaining. Gilliam won't even attempt a shot. And the first half ends, and the Knicks get a standing ovation. No question, much of that for John Starks. 6 for 6 from three-point range in the second quarter. Starks pouring in 18 points, and the Knicks, who were down by 15 at one point, finish up the half with a 25-8 run and lead by 2. Halftime at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks leading the Bucks 52-50. Bob Page will be up when we return.
The Knicks are in Milwaukee to battle the Bucks after MCS Cannon game night, Tuesday night on MSG.
I'm a victim of child abuse. My life has been ruined because someone abused me very badly. Every day I fight to survive the flashbacks and nightmares. The effects are devastating, and for me, it's lasted my whole life. I suffer because I can't trust anyone. I want to fight back. I want people to know it's wrong to abuse children.
250 years into the future.
Any survivors?
The world is on the edge of destruction.
Do you understand Big Trouble?
And the only way to save it...
Me? Protect you?
Okay. ...is to find the fifth element. Bruce Willis. The Fifth Element.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
White lies.
Tell them it's in the mail. I ran out of gas. You losing a little weight?
We tell them every day.
Grown-ups need to lie.
But what if for 24 hours...
I wish that Dad couldn't tell a lie.
...you could only tell the truth?
You know why I pulled you over?
I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding!
Jim Carrey.
Like the dress?
Whatever it takes to focus off your head.
Liar, liar.
My teacher tells me real beauty's on the inside.
That's just something ugly people say.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
The game really is a lot like jazz. You can take a jazz quintet and actually liken it to 5 people on a basketball court. The point guard would be like the piano player, because in most bands, the piano is like the brain. Then you have the power forward, which is like the drummer. I think that small forward position, I'd have to give that to that tenor saxophone. But I think if I was a coach, I wouldn't put me in the game. I play a good anthem, man.
Copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
You're watching the Tri-State Jeep and Eagle Halftime Report, makers of the most award-winning brand of 4x4s on earth. Here's how the first half came to an end. The New York Knicks battling back from 15 down. They go 2 up as John Starks sees Larry Johnson, who banks it. I think I even heard him call it. Off the glass, the Knicks leave the floor to a standing ovation. Included in that group, Patrick Ewing, who loved what he saw. So here we are in the All-Star City, in the All-Star building, with 2 guys who aren't going to the All-Star game, yet they're having All-Star night so far. Glenn Robinson with 20. John Starks has 18. And we'll be back with Walt Clyde Frazier in a moment. But first, Bob Page has an update from the MSG Sports Desk. Bob, take it away.
Thanks, Al Hyatt, everybody. Oh, my, do they have problems in Atlanta these days. That great start to the season, long forgotten. Can you believe this score at home tonight? The Sixers blowing them out. Now, Pete Babcock, the Atlanta general manager, is furious over the team's 5-game losing streak. He's promising big trades, and most of the rumors seem to be centered around Buffalo native Christian Laettner, former Duke All-American, who's just having a very lethargic season. Speaking of lethargic, here's Long Beach, Long Islander Larry Brown. His Sixers club had lost 3 straight coming into this one. Allen Iverson misses a layup. There's Patterson, New Jersey native Tim Thomas with a putback, 26-17. Thomas had 15 points in the half. 30-23, Philadelphia. Going into the second quarter, ex-net bad boy, now Philadelphia bad boy, Derek Coleman with the 3. He had 12 in the opening half. And now Tim Thomas gets the pass outside, and look at him drain the triple. And once again, it's been all Philadelphia 76ers tonight over Atlanta. College basketball locally out on the island this evening, the America East Conference. Hofstra playing host to Northeastern and leading at intermission 37-35. Jay Wright doing a nice job at Hofstra. They're 6-4 4 in the conference coming in, 12 and 8 overall. And Speedy Claxton, who played for Bob Oliva in a Christ the King program in Queens, outstanding player, backs his man and hits the jump shot. 28-25, Northeastern still led at that point. Late in the opening half, Marcus Blossom hitting the 3 for Northeastern, and this ties the game at 35, but again, Hofstra is up by 2. Hottest basketball team in the area, Iona. We'll talk about them later on tonight. The second hottest is St. John's. St. John's now with 7 consecutive victories after beating Rutgers in the Garden last night. And now with Felipe Lopez playing so well, they look ahead to that nationally televised game Saturday afternoon in the Garden against Notre Dame, a subject that I discussed with Felipe after last night's win.
It would be a great opportunity for us to just keep showing our potential to the national TV, national people, and it just would be another game for us just to get better and improve our record.
Pat Garrity was the Big East Player of the Year a season ago. Is this an individual battle between you two?
Not really. It's a team battle. It's a battle that we need to come be ready and play the game that we've been playing so far.
I'll have much more with Felipe Lopez on our half-hour show coming up later on tonight, right after the Knicks postgame report.
She was your permanent playmate. She was a partner in crime. She was your beauty consultant. She was a sympathetic ear. And today she's just a phone call away. That's why MCI offers 5-cent Sundays. 5 cents a minute of every Sunday, along with low rates all week long. Call 1-800-SUNDAYS to become an MCI customer.
Of all the stories you've come to know, the most important by far is your own. With no other story do you care so much about how it turns out. Are you just waiting to see, or are you writing it the way you want it to go? At Jefferson Pilot Financial, we're doing more than providing financial services. We're helping you write the story of your life.
There are millions of reasons to fly today. Only one that matters to you. At Delta Airlines, it is our pleasure to get you to the place you want to be. Delta Airlines, on top of the world.
Iona's long win streak is in trouble. They're losing at home to Ryder. We'll have highlights of that game and post-game interviews again coming up in our full half-hour edition of the MSG Sports Desk after the Knicks post-game show. Back to courtside next.
Warm, snuggly blankets, rocking chairs and lullabies, baby steps, bubble baths, 1,000 games of hide and seek, curved balls and broken windows, first loves and broken hearts, newborn baby. A lifetime awaits him in a little gray house on Chestnut Street. For a free guide to help you on the path to homeownership, call the Fannie Mae Foundation. We're showing America a new way home.
Needs a little work. We've never really had that big of a house before. Bathtub. So there's gonna be a lot going on my Discover card. Fireplace. I love just the idea of surrounding myself with all my friends and family and that people can just drop by. Pool table. Discover card cashback bonus award. It's like a gift that you can do whatever you want with and not even feel guilty. Come find my house.
It pays to discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-TO. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Damage, the first digital camera with a move and zoom lens. A 3-foot cable shoots over the crowd's head, behind your back. Shoot up a storm, then download only the best into your PC. Yes, Damage V, the digital camera with a fast, straight, detachable lens. Only from the mind of an ultra.
The Knicks are in Milwaukee to battle the Bucks after MCS Cannon game night. Tuesday night on MSG.
The game really is a lot like jazz. You can take a jazz quintet and actually liken it to 5 people on a basketball court. The point guard would be like the piano player, because in most bands, the piano is like the brain. Then you have the power forward, which is like the drummer. I think that small forward position, I'd have to give that to that tenor saxophone. But I think if I was a coach, I wouldn't put me in the game. I play a good anthem, man.
I'm the cool cat.
who read all that, every book from front to back. I even read the tiny type. I read each one from day to night. I read about that famous flight and was terrified by tales of fright. Every page, I did indeed. I'm one cool cat who loves to read. It's not coincidental. Reading is fundamental.
Some of our announcers' clothing is furnished by Perry Ellis Menswear.
We're back in MSG on the Tri-State Jeep and Eagle halftime report. The Knicks amazingly up 2. I'm Al Troutwick along with Hall of Famer Walt Clyde Frazier. And Clyde, we've got 2 guys to talk about. Glenn Robinson with 20 and John Starks with 18. Starks becoming only the 3rd player in NBA history to get 6 threes in 1 quarter from this distance.
And it came in a nick of time. The Knicks were in the offensive doldrums. The defense was very porous, so Starks ignited not only the team, but they got the crowd involved as well.
That the Knicks are in front is amazing. If you saw the first quarter, you know what I mean. The highlights are brought to you by Jeep Wrangler, the original top-down on- and off-road fun machine, Jeep Wrangler. Clyde, take it away.
So Robinson was vexing the Knicks with his play. Here the missed shot, nobody boxing out, so the big dog, woo, with the stuff, man.
And then number 3 took over.
A stark contrast from the last 2 games. John has been mediocre. So here drilling his first 3, then right in front of the Knicks bench, he drilled another one. And ironically, they are leaving him open. So Starks continue to drain the jumpers. And he's the Knicks' career leader in threes made and attempted. That's why he wears number 3 as a metaphor of his prowess from downtown.
Clyde, you have to do me a favor. You have to let me hear the dog one more time. Woo, woo. Now that's a big dog, not one of those little toy poodles. You be good on the radio. He's Walt Clyde Frazier. I'm Al Troutwick. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back in a moment for the second half. You've been watching the Tri-State Jeep and Eagle halftime report on MSG. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer.
This year, the Old Farmer's Almanac predicts 50 inches of rain. Is your rent-a-car company ready for that?
Not exactly!
And 40 inches of sleet and snow. Are they ready for that?
Not exactly!
Now, Hertz introduces a more comfortable way to return your car. The new Hertz Return Center, where you're protected from the weather all the way to the terminal. Does your company do that?
Not exactly!
I'm a serial dater.
I want one guy.
TLC reveals the human sexes.
Men love high heels. It's scientific.
In the old days, I'd be king of the harem.
And I'd be a fertility goddess.
Find out what men and women really want.
Loose the harem.
Anthropologist Desmond Morris invites you to take an exciting new look at the human sexes. Premieres Monday at 9 on TLC. Adventures for your mind.
Dilbert for Office Depot.
Our newest fan policy is to have subordinates appraise their boss's job performance.
I give you a D-.
Did I mention retribution?
Careful, sir. You're hanging by a thread.
For A-plus technology at guaranteed low prices, come to Office Depot. Over 600 convenient locations for computers and everything that goes with them. Hardware, software, printers, and more. Business is crazy, but Office Depot makes sense.
I'm like, Clyde, who's cooler than that guy? The guy who came into the Ali Frazier fight with his fur on. There's nobody cooler than Clyde. He's Clyde, A. B, he's got great seats. He's Clyde. He's like the Sinatra of basketball or something. I'm Clyde. To me, Clyde just represents the coolest guy of that era. Like, no one's cooler than Clyde. He just happened to play basketball, but his job was being real cool.
Sorry, the New York Lotto jackpot is now $10 million. Cool.
Mother! Oh, you're adorable. Look at you, cutie pie. Oh, what's his name?
Sparky.
Hi, Sparky. Hi, Sparky doggy. Is that what you are? Yes, you are. How long have you had him?
About a month. Got him for company.
Are you keeping him company? Are you?
My name's Steve.
Hi, Steve. I'm Angela.
Hi.
And you're Sparky, aren't you? Aren't you? Yes.
Open a Heineken, and the truth pours out.
So adorable. Look at those brown eyes.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Fannie Mae Foundation, showing America a new way home. By Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service, we deliver. And by MetLife. Get Met, it pays.
Back at the Garden, 52-50. It seems like only yesterday that his voice made Madison Square Garden special, but John FX Condon is no longer with us. Still a part of the Garden family, though, is his wife Viola, who was here at Madison Square Garden to see the press room dedicated in her husband's memory. And moments ago, Garden President Dave Checketts, Knick President Ernie Gunfeld made a presentation, a special portrait at John presiding over one of those amazing boxing promotions that he became so famous for. There are so many things that happen in sports and in this city that go back and to be traced directly to John FX Condon. And so the Garden has said thanks to his 42 years of service here tonight. Now, John would want us to get back to the show, and we do. The halftime scoring summary is brought to you by the new Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. From 0 to 60, it's the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. The new Jeep Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. John Starks and Larry Johnson both shoot 6 of 8. Starks with 18, Johnson with 13, Allen Houston had 9. After that, Glenn Robinson had 20. He was driving the Knicks crazy, but they found a way to cool him off in the later stages of the second quarter. Terrell Brandon had 8. Ray Allen with 7. And that's the story as we get set for the second half at the world's most famous arena. Here's Mike Breen and John Andres.
Thank you, Al. Glenn Robinson's 20-point first half overshadowed by John Starks' incredible three-point shooting display. Again, 6 for 6 from downtown, all in the second quarter. One shy of the NBA record for most threes in a quarter. Again, the Knick record for most threes in a game is 8. Stark's done that twice. The NBA record for most threes in a game, that's 11. Dennis Scott holds that. More importantly, the Knicks took a 2-point lead after trailing by 15. Brandon, an air ball. Tyrone Hill saves it, but right to Oakley. And Oakley goes diving into the third row. Knicks come the other way. Oakley helped up by the fans. Johnson and Houston working the two-man game. Oakley apparently okay. It's unbelievable how he does that. Oakley was not prepared for the pass, and Brandon comes the other way. Allen, three-pointer for Allen, and one of the fans is really shaken up because of Oakley diving in, and they're summoning someone to come over and attend to the person.
Well, that's a missile coming at somebody at about 240-50 pounds. So I'm not surprised. I mean, Charles was horizontal to the ground and moving. Boy.
Rita Ewing, Patrick Ewing's wife, was in the vicinity. That's not the woman that was shaken up. The woman right behind her is Rita Ewing in the light brown pants as a security guard helping out. And as you said, I mean, he came in so hard on that. Take a look once again. You know what happens there is he tries to avoid the people in the first row. And in this case, all the way to the third row.
That's kind of the advantage in being in the expensive seats. The player will avoid you as he flies through the air.
Or a helmet, the way he goes after it. Dudley underneath him. Chris Dudley, a nice move. We'll get an update. Make sure the woman's okay. They quickly, as you saw, escorted her out to check on her. Knicks back up by 1.
I think what's going to change now in the third quarter.
Allen and a foul.
Is exactly that. Ray Allen, who only took 5 shots in the first half, who, as we mentioned earlier, burned the Knicks for 35 in Milwaukee on December 20th, is going to shoot the ball more. The same thing with Terrell Brandon. He only took 4 shots in the first half. Both those guys high scorers. Allen at 18 a game and Brandon at 17 on the average. So you know that they've got to get some other people going here, not just Glenn Robinson.
Allen had 7 points in the first half. He already has 6 in the third quarter. We've only played 90 seconds. That last foul on Dudley, his second. Houston against Irvin Johnson. Knicks swinging. Johnson left open. Dudley the offensive rebound, and he's fouled as he tried to get it out. Ray Allen picking up the personal. That's number 1 on Allen.
Dudley started the game slowly tonight, therefore only played 5 minutes. But signs now when you see him grab a rebound like that, he can be very valuable. He was last night. Had the Knicks won the game, he would have been a main reason why, with 11 rebounds and 9 points in Miami.
He's felt to just get some consistent minutes, and he'll produce. Johnson gets around Hill. Larry Johnson, the high arcer. Oakley, the offensive rebound and putback. Oakley's having one of those all-around games. 8 points, 5 boards, 5 assists for Oakley. Game tied at 56, just over 2 minutes gone by in the third. And an offensive foul. Irvin Johnson with the illegal screen. That's his second.
Well, you know, Irvin Johnson's looking very bony to me, Mike.
Think he's lost some weight?
He looks really thin.
Yep.
So when you get clipped on the hip from his hip, I think that might hurt a little extra.
He's 6'11". They list him at 245. Houston looking to post up Ray Allen. Now comes across the screen. Hard pass. Has plenty of time. Just couldn't handle the pass. Oakley fires away. Charles Oakley. Long range shot just inside the 3-point mark, and Oakley in double figures with 10. Knicks with a 2-point lead. Glenn Robinson knocks down his first shot here in the third quarter. You see Patrick Ewing going back to the locker room. Again, as John mentioned earlier, Ewing had a new cast put on today. He hopes to have the cast taken off completely about mid-February. But of course, as we mentioned, Patrick Ewing's wife Rita with her friend. The friend was the one that appeared to be shaken up, so perhaps he's going back to check out that situation. Nice feed underneath Tyrone Hill, but tied up by Dudley. Allen. Oakley boxing out, and a loose ball foul is going to be called against Milwaukee. Irvin Johnson picks up his third. Not happy with the call. Game tied at 58. Nearly 3.5 minutes gone by as Chris Ford has seen his team blow a 15-point lead in the second quarter. Bucks have won 3 in a row. They're starting to play better as Brandon's gotten healthy. Allen Houston. Seen a lot of silky smooth jumpers tonight between Robinson, Starks, and Houston. And Allen Houston in double figures. He has 11. Allen now. Brandon spots up for 3. Terrell Brandon from downtown, and the Bucks back up by 1.
Terrell's looking for the basket now, which he wasn't doing in the first half.
We've played 4 minutes here in the third. Both teams shooting the ball very well as Charlie Ward turns it over. Let's go to Al Trautwig right now.
Mike, the woman who was hurt the most in that Charles Oakley dive to the crowd was Rita Ewing, Patrick's wife. He sat on the bench for a few minutes while she went back and was initially attended to. I just watched her walk into the Knicks training room where she'll be attended by Dr. Fred Kushner, who's an expert on that. She's been bothered by some tightness in her neck. He sort of came down on the top of her head. Patrick then came backstage and was trying to make light of it with her, and she said, "It's not funny." But it is unbelievable that the 2 stars of this building, Wayne Gretzky and Patrick Ewing, can have their wives injured in the same season here. It's really bizarre.
All right, Al, thank you. Allen, 3-pointer. Dudley pushes the rebound to Ward.
In the case of the Ewing family, the Bucks, the opposition in both situations.
Dudley gets a pretty feed, and Chris Dudley puts the Knicks back up by 1. Pass underneath to Hill. Tyrone Hill gets the roll. Boy, both teams have come out with some real intensity, and they're executing very well offensively. We did not see that on a consistent basis in the first half. Oakley again. This one way short as Brandon comes away with a rebound. It's only Oakley's second miss of the night. Offensive foul. Charlie Ward draws the charge on Brandon, who picks up his second. And we'll have timeout. 6:38 remaining, third quarter. Knicks trail the Bucks by 1.
Everyone wants something from Jesus Shuttlesworth.
The guy's unbelievable.
Hello, son. But what his father wants, you can make the governor very happy, is something money can't buy.
You deliver your son, he'll cut your time here short.
I figure you might need some fatherly advice.
From who?
From me.
Denzel Washington.
I pray that you understand why I pushed you so hard.
This isn't a game. This is life.
Don't blow it.
He Got Game, a Spike Lee joint. This film is not yet rated. Starts May 1st.
When it comes to winter, some people can't handle it, and some people can. Let Toyota's Get the Best of Winter sale. Put you behind the wheel of a Tacoma 4x4 at a $189 a month lease with many options including air, AM/FM cassette, and all-weather guard package. Or buy and get $1,200 cashback savings on Tacoma, Four-Wheeler Magazine's pickup truck of the year. Want a way around this? Get around in this. At Toyota's Get the Best of Winter sale. See your Toyota dealer for a great Tacoma deal.
Ship your package in 2 days with FedEx. And you'll run into 7 different price zones.
Ship your package in 2 days with UPS. And you'll run into 7 different price zones.
Ship your package in 2 to 3 days with Priority Mail.
And there's just one price zone.
So, what's your priority? Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
We're back at Madison Square Garden. I'm with Saul Holtzman, who just finished showing off his three-point touch for the crowd here. He's going to shoot for $1 million. Saul, you're from Ernie Grunfeld's high school, but I didn't see Ernie Grunfeld's shot just now when you were practicing. Are you worried?
A little bit. Can you repeat the question?
What do you think your chances are?
Well, the way I've been practicing, I have about 20% chance of getting it in. You know, I've been able to hit about 20% out of 10 shots.
It's pretty cool. You come to the Garden, you get to shake hands with Woody Allen.
I can't believe it. This is a dream come true. I'm trying to pinch myself because I am so ecstatic about what's happening.
What would you do with the money?
Well, I have twin daughters, and one of the first things I would do is set up a trust fund for their education.
All right, we'll keep practicing. Maybe Ernie can give you some tips.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Saul Holtzman, and let's go over to Mike Breen.
All right, Al, thank you very much. He deals with the media as well as Ernie Grunfeld. Nice job.
Came close on that second practice shot.
63-62, and that last foul was on Brandon. Brandon has picked up his third. Dangerous pass by Oakley. Dudley, couple of fakes, and he's called for a travel. And slams the ball on the ground. He's been called for that before. After he makes his move, kind of shuffles his feet and gets very annoyed with the call. But boy, he has turned it around and played some solid basketball recently. Yeah, absolutely. Good call. Robinson. And Robinson now with 24 points, and the Bucks back up by 3.
Houston being guarded by the smaller Brandon finally gets the ball and gets 2 defenders on him immediately.
Dudley gets it underneath again. Tries the spin move. Left-handed and a foul. Chris Dudley comes right back and has a chance for a 3-point play.
Note the left hand. He went left on that play and finished beautifully.
Second foul on Tyrone Hill. Dudley now with 6 points and 4 rebounds. And Dudley will go to the line. We've just received word that Rudy Ewing is okay. And husband Patrick obviously feels the same, so he'll come back on the floor as Dudley misses the free throw. Five and a half remaining in the third. Brandon. Hill can't get the rebound. Ward comes the other way. Good transition defense by the Bucks that time. Oakley. So much for the good transition defense. They forgot to pick up one guy.
Well, you can get back. That's part of it. The other part is addressing the offensive play, getting your hands up and bothering him.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in the third. Knicks with a 1-point lead. Irvin Johnson wants the ball, but they're not looking for him. Now he gets it against Oakley and loses it. Perhaps that's why. Allen Houston, the move against Allen. And the basket will not count. Foul came before the shot. So Ray Allen picks up his second foul.
Tough move here by Allen Houston. He's fouled there. Actually, even before there, as I said. And he's disappointed naturally after making that fine shot.
John Starks back in. You're just joining us and you missed the first half. Starks, those were his numbers. All 6 of those 3-pointers came in the second quarter. 18 points in 16 minutes. He was scoreless after one and then exploded by knocking him in from downtown as Houston hits the first free throw. .453 remaining in the third.
Bucks are in the penalty now. That's why he's getting 2 shots. Although the foul was not ruled in the act of shooting.
Houston has 13. Knicks, this is their largest lead, a 3-point advantage. Milwaukee led by 15 in the first half. Robinson. And Glenn Robinson with a tough shot, catch and quickly shoot it.
Just a remarkable shooter.
He's got 26. Knicks by 1. Starks is fouled. Tyrone Hill commits the personal. Bucks over the limit, so John Starks will shoot some free throws as Hill picks up his third. Armin Gilliam will check in.
Very quiet first half for Gilliam. Only played 9 minutes, 0 for 2. But he's capable.
Starks 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Starks misses it. And Lang. So he only played a couple of minutes against the Pistons on Tuesday. And you see has not been playing well and has not been getting the time. It's not like Chris Ford is holding him out because he's concerned about the reaction that the Garden fans would give Lang.
They're anxious to get him back, coming back from an injury, worked hard, then he gets back and hasn't done anything. We hear he's on the trading block.
Ward, the deflection. Charlie Ward, foul by Robinson. And Charlie Ward will shoot 2. Glenn Robinson picks up his second. Well, the Knicks have really turned this around.
Charlie Ward with a terrific deflection, steal, and then he draws the foul.
If you miss the first quarter and a half, you miss the Knicks at their worst. They played as flat, probably, John, worse than they played in Boston on Monday. But then John Starks came on the floor, started draining threes. The team came alive, and they have looked terrific since midway in the second quarter.
Yes, it was a complete team personality turnaround. Amazing because of John Starks, and everybody picked it up from there. He ignited his teammates.
Of course, he angered some of his teammates on Monday when he came late to the Fleet Center in Boston.
Hey, he thought the game was 7:30, all right? It was a 7 o'clock game.
Missed the team bus and was there just an hour before the game. Knicks, by the way, have now opened up a 4-point lead. This is their largest, 71-67. Ray Allen tied up. Robinson on the pull-up. Glenn Robinson again. 28 points for Glenn Robinson.
Well, this takes us back to another theory when a guy's doing what Robinson is doing, which doesn't happen that often. Knock him down, interrupt his rhythm, foul him, make him flinch.
How about deny him the ball?
Well, that's the best of all if you can do that.
You can't stop him when he has it. Larry Johnson operating underneath. Let's see the call, a travel. Bennett Salvatore made the call.
Bennett Salvatore did a Mindy Rudolph, one of the great officials of NBA history who passed away some years ago. Very popular official. But he made the call and he made it very dramatic, and everybody was wondering what's it going to be, and then it went against the home team, and nobody was happy here.
Bennett Salvatore, whose father-in-law, by the way, is Andy Robustelli, the former Giant football great. Brandon with a 3-pointer. 72-71. Bucks regain the lead. This is turning into a good game. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the third. Houston against Robinson. Allen Houston with a drive, and the adjustment. Oakley's tip won't go. Brandon the rebound. And Terrell Brandon will set up the offense. Under 3 minutes remaining, third quarter. Robinson. Oakley another rebound. Outlet to Starks, nearly fumbled, but Starks able to regain control. Feed down low, deflected by Gilliam. Larry Johnson felt he was fouled, yelling at Salvatore as they come up the floor.
Johnson really didn't have the position.
And I think a tactical foul is going to be called. Yes, Larry Johnson's close to getting a second one. He is in the face of Bennett Salvatore. He's gone. He's gone. Larry Johnson's been ejected with 2 technicals. That's an automatic ejection. What Johnson should have done, he got his point across, got hit with his tee, and deserved to get hit with the second one by getting in his face.
I mean, the official missed a call according to Larry, but he overreacted big time.
So Larry Johnson is done for the night.
Larry's going to be pointing fingers at himself in the post game. That's for sure.
Brandon hits it again. He gets the 2 shots because it's 2 technicals. 2 technicals, and it's an automatic ejection. Official can throw you out on the first technical if he feels that you were harsh enough in terms of what you were saying.
Oh, he asked for it. He went right in his face.
Timeout. 2:25 remaining in the third. Knicks down by 3.
College hoops on MSG. Catch great players and matchups from the Big East, Northeast, A10, and MAC conferences. LaSalle battles Duquesne Saturday afternoon on MSG.
250 years into the future.
Any survivors?
The world is on the edge of destruction.
Do you understand Big Trouble?
And the only way to save it
Me? Protect you?
okay, is to find the 5th element. Bruce Willis. The 5th element.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
White lies.
Tell them it's in the mail. I ran out of gas. You losing a little weight?
We tell them every day.
Grown-ups need to lie.
But what if for 24 hours...
I wish that Dad couldn't tell a lie.
...you could only tell the truth?
You know why I pulled you over? I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding!
Jim Carrey.
Like the dress?
Whatever takes the focus off your head.
Liar, liar.
My teacher tells me real beauty's on the inside.
That's just something ugly people say.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
It starts with a whisper.
And we're going to cover the whole area
Some
today.
heed the call, but it speaks to all of us. It's about our towns, our cities, our lives. It's about what we can do for tomorrow. It's about pitching in, giving back, and getting it done. And soon that whisper will become a chorus, and its voice will be heard. We will make a difference. Volunteer to improve your community.
2:25 remaining third quarter. Knicks down 3, and they'll have to do it if they come back and win without Larry Johnson. He was upset as he felt he was fouled. That was called a travel. That was the first call that Johnson was upset with. And then on this play, on the entry pass, he felt there was a reaching foul. And as he was running up the court, yelled at Bennett Salvatore. Continued that. Salvatore hit him with a technical. Johnson then went up, got in his face in the second technical. Automatic ejection. Brandon, fallback jumper. Rebound knocked loose. Oakley had it, lost it. Ball poked around, and Dudley picks it up. 74-71. Knicks down by 3. Just over 2 minutes remaining in the third.
Well, the Knicks get another chance to advertise their depth now.
Starks a 3. It's good. John Starks now 7 for 7 from 3-point range.
Chris Mills, in his very quiet way, quite excited by John Starks, along with many other people. But it's nice to see a teammate get excited about another guy doing so well.
Robinson misses. Rebound. Allen takes it away from Dudley and banks it in. Tell you what, John, the thing that's impressed me about Starks, he has that magnificent second quarter, but hasn't forced his offense here in the third. Houston, nice turnaround jumper.
And that pass to Houston came from John Starks, supporting the point you're making. He's not forcing, he's also looking for his teammates.
Taking his shots in the flow of the offense. You know, sometimes when you got that feel, you want to say, give me the ball, let me shoot. But he has stayed under control. Glenn Robinson blocked by Dudley. Oakley the rebound.
Oh, the catch block too. It didn't go out of bounds.
Starks another three. And finally misses from downtown, but Dudley gets the offensive rebound. Puts up another. And puts it in. His 8th three-pointer, and that ties the Knicks record. 8 3-pointers in the game for John Starks. And the Knicks with a 3-point lead. Crowd very much alive once again. Final minute of the third quarter. Ray Allen, feet underneath, and Tyrone Hill an easy two. 79-78. Knicks by 1. Half-minute remaining in the third. And this crowd has been electrified by John Starks, who's got 25 points in just 21 minutes. This is a 2-pointer for Starks. Dudley another offensive rebound, and he's fouled by Gilliam. Bucks over the limit. Dudley will go to the line. First foul on Gilliam. Dudley tonight has 2 block shots, 7 rebounds, 6 points, couple of assists. 0 for 1 from the line.
Dudley has been growing for the Knicks in the last several games with his impact.
.18 seconds remain in this quarter. And he's shooting much better from the line. Ward returns. Allen Houston will sit down. Houston has 15 points. Of course, everyone talked when Dudley was signed what a quality free agent acquisition that was. And he started off slowly, was injured a little bit, got the flu, broke his nose, wasn't getting a lot of minutes, but he's starting to round into form. And it's again consecutive free throws. He did that in Boston twice in a week. 81-78. Knicks with a 3-point lead. Shot clock is off here on the third.
Oh, Mills is running like crazy after Glenn Robinson not allowing him to become a target for the ball.
Gilliam and Allen the rebound. The buzzer sounds, ending the third quarter. Knicks lead it by 3 after 3 quarters. Getting some solid play from their guards, including Allen Houston. He's got 15 points for the Knicks. But John Starks, with his 8 3-pointers, he's been the star thus far. 25 for Starks. Knicks with a 3-point lead. Fourth quarter coming up.
I thought you were gonna buy some Bud Light.
Do you see any Bud Light?
No.
Well then.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Where'd you find that one?
Behind the milk.
So, you want to see my Discover Card statement? I am very, very prissy.
Put up or shut up!
I love to be pampered. I go have my hair done. I love to go have my nails done, have pedicures, manicures. My biggest weakness would have to be shoes. Cashback bonus award really floats my boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
I am definitely a shopaholic.
It pays to Discover. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
A lot of industry experts told us that the passenger side was the best place to add a third door. We got still more advice insisting that the driver's side was the only logical choice. But as you can see, we let it all go right in one ear and out the other. Introducing the new Dodge Ram Quad Cab. The rules have changed.
The Knicks are in Milwaukee to battle the Bucks after MCS Cannon game night, Tuesday night on MSG.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. By Discover Card. And by Office Depot. Business is crazy, but Office Depot makes sense.
Fourth quarter set to begin. Madison Square Garden. Knicks lead the Bucks 81-78. Our MCS Cannon game summary, John.
Quite a game for the Knicks, and John Starks tying the Knicks team record, his record that he enjoyed with 8 3-point shots in this game. He's turned it around. Larry Johnson went out moments ago arguing for the official. He was ejected with the official. The Knicks shooting has gotten crazy here. They're both teams over 50%. And we have a game that's going to the wire. It has all those looks as we enter the fourth quarter.
Starks sets another three. Off the mark. Hill the rebound. Starks now 8 of 10 and a big smile as he runs down the floor, upset that that one did not go down. Allen. Starks right with him. Dudley on the double team. Starks tries to take it away. Elliott Perry with a three-pointer. Chris Mills could rebound in traffic. Opening minute of the fourth. Knicks lead by 3. Starks another 3. Backs it in. And there's a new Knick record. 9 3-pointers in a game.
And Charles Oakley turns and looks at him with a big smile coming up court. Something you don't often see.
And Knicks with their largest lead, a 6-point advantage. Ray Allen banks it in. Nice move with Dudley right there. Teams exchanging baskets here. Oakley. Perry comes the other way. 84-80. Knicks lead by 4. Ray Allen's three-pointer. Long rebound. Robinson's going to let it go. That's the type that Oakley would have died for and wound up in the third row. And here's the one that sets a new Knick record. Off the glass, John Starks breaking his old record of 8 3-pointers in a game.
There are nights in the history of shooters that the basket is about double the size it normally is to them, and that's what John Starks has encountered here tonight.
Chris Mills makes his move, blocked but a foul. Armin Gilliam commits the personal. First team foul on the Bucks, second on Gilliam. Starks now 9 of 11 from downtown. As we mentioned earlier, the NBA record for most threes in a game is 11. Dennis Scott did it with Orlando back in April of '96. Mills connects on the free throw. And there you see Rita Ewing okay, thankfully, after taking that hit from Charles Oakley, who dove into the crowd. Herb Williams comes in and Charles Oakley sits down. Oakley 12 points, 8 rebounds and 6 assists.
Fine game for Charles, who enjoys a moment. I think some of that applause is also for the very popular Herb Williams.
Glenn Robinson, who's been on fire as well. Foul and one. And Glenn Robinson now with 30 points and a chance for a 3-point play. Charlie Ward picks up his 4th foul.
What a shootout with Glenn Robinson and John Starks. Just a remarkable performance by both players.
Dudley grabs his 8th rebound. By the way, this is only Herb Williams' 6th appearance of the season. 86-82. Starks on the drive, left-handed, and draws the foul. He is really enjoying himself out of the fourth tonight, especially the last 2 games that did not shoot well. 4 of 16 combined against Boston and Miami. But boy, has John Starks erupted tonight.
John throwing some variety into his repertoire, calling upon it rather, and driving the ball to the basket tonight.
Tyrone Hill's 4th foul. Starks sitting on the first free throw. Knicks by 5, and there you see Dennis Scott with the record. Brian Shaw, Joe Dumars, and George McLeod all held it for a while until Scott did it in '96. Starks again, and producer Frank DeGrace brings up the good point. Remember, the line has been moved out. Brian Shaw, the only one of those from the old distance of 23-9. The other from the old 22-foot 3-point range that was changed this year. Still 22 in the corners. Perry on a pullback. Nice shot from Elliot Perry. 88-84. The Knicks lead by 4. 2.5 gone by here in the fourth. Starks on the drive, draws the foul. Shot won't count before the shot. And the Knicks will take it out of bounds.
Violet Palmer making what could be considered a controversial call, but she makes a strong call. John Starks on the drive now. What a remarkable shot that was.
Curry on the foul. You know what's the best thing you can say about Violet Palmer tonight? You haven't really noticed it. And that's
Mike,
what an official wants.
I was thinking that exact thought some minutes ago.
Houston trying to get away. Mills against Robinson. Chris Mills, the left hand, doesn't get the roll. And Tyrone Hill comes out of the pack. 3 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Knicks with a 4-point lead. They've led by as many as 6. This is a game the Knicks trailed by 15. And it looked horrible early on, but have really turned it around. Robinson with a hand in his face again, knocks it down. He's got 32.
He's remarkable. I'm trying to think, you know, of medium-range jump shooters like he's showing for the most part tonight. Jerry West, I don't know, the great jump shooters of the game.
He had some open looks early in the game, but the Knicks are really defending him well. He's just still putting it down. Starks the high arcer. Everything going right tonight for John Starks. Starks has 32. A 4-point Knick lead and still plenty of time. Curry. And Gilliam is fouled by Dudley before the shot. And the Bucks will take it out of bounds. Dudley picks up his third. For John Starks, his season high is 34 this year. He's got 32 right now. Good. The Bucks not looking to go down low to their post players all that much. Gilliam tied up.
Gilliam's their best shot at a post player, but he's guarded by the much taller Chris Dudley.
Ball knocked loose. They dive for it. Still loose. Finally picked up. Curry gets it down low and draws contact on Chris Mills, who felt there was a push off there. Let's take a look once again.
Here's a look at the New York Marriott Marquis Sky Cam. And pursuit of that loose basketball. Jeff Van Gundy reacting on the sidelines. He's trying to help the official.
He felt that Milwaukee was on the sideline.
And Curry goes to the foul line after that play. The New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit.
Curry way off on the free throw. Curry with 4 points tonight. Curry, his 4th year out of Georgia Southern. Guy's been around, plays with Washington, Philly, Detroit. That's the second one. And Spain, Italy, Germany, Belgium, France, the CBA, the USBL, and the Global. I do believe he's a journeyman.
Well, lots of good shirts.
That's all you think about.
It's one of my hang-ups.
Knicks turn it over. Just under 7.5 remaining here in the fourth. That's the 16th turnover. Knicks with a 3-point lead. Backdoor to Robinson. Blocked by Herb Williams.
And the crowd erupts.
Starks, that's a 2. And Perry picks it up.
Starks was picked up by Perry now. That'll be interesting. See what happens.
39-year-old Herb Williams getting some minutes with Larry Johnson ejected for the 2 technicals. Always ready, Herb Williams. Gilliam leads in, and a travel. Chris Dudley's post defense forced that turnover. Gilliam upset, but that was a good call. 6:50 remaining, fourth quarter. Knicks with a 3-point lead.
In an environment this extreme, choosing the right transportation is absolutely crucial. That's why most people choose Jeep Cherokee Sport with legendary 4-wheel drive and 190 horses. So choose wisely.
Mush, Fifi, mush!
Otherwise, it could be a very long winter. Lease Cherokee for $289 a month and get all this at no extra charge. Check one out at your tri-state Jeep dealer.
Okay, honey. How about this? I'm seeing a cabin.
Are you seeing plumbing?
Imagine a big porch, a stone fireplace, plenty of room for the grandkids.
When you find yourself writing the story of your life, tell it to Jefferson Pilot Financial. We'll help make it happen.
My big painting of dancing bears?
No.
Aw.
You had me till the bears.
Come on.
There is a business class seat that tilts as a whole, raising your knees, distributing your weight evenly, and relaxing every part of your body, which makes it oh so easy to drift off. The Club World Cradle Seat, only on British Airways, the world's favorite airline.
Just under 7 minutes remaining, fourth quarter, Madison Square Garden. Knicks leading by 3. Our Toyota matchup, John Starks and Ray Allen. Allen had a great game in Milwaukee against the Knicks. It has been John Starks' turn tonight.
Yes, Allen had a season-high 35 points against the Knicks. But John Starks has put on an amazing show shooting the basketball. He lifted the Knicks back into the game in the second quarter, and it's continued here in the second half.
32 points, reminiscent of his season-high 34 against Atlanta when he had that duel with Steve Smith. Now dueling with Glenn Robinson, who has 32 himself. Knicks have Ward, Houston, Mills, Oakley, and Dudley. Starks getting a breather right now. Houston with a move, blocked by Gilliam, and a foul. Houston goes down hard. Armin Gilliam, his third. And Houston will go to the free throw line, where for the season he is up to 86%. Let's take another look.
Well, Houston demonstrating again his ability to draw the foul.
He's 3 for 3 tonight from the line.
Here's the Ray Allen by the Bucks bench as they're shaken up.
Stays on the court, however. Got a quick look from the trainer.
That gesture he makes suggests he got a shot in the neck area.
Houston perfect from the line. 5 for 5, 17 total points for Allen Houston. Knicks with a 5-point lead, 6.5 remaining. Still plenty of time here in the fourth. Michael Curry. Gilliam, who's a good post-up player, against Dudley. Leans in, blocked with a foul. So Armin Gilliam will go to the line. The 11-year veteran draws the foul on Dudley. 4 fouls on Dudley. And there's Allen now apparently okay. This may be where he got hurt. Down on the left, you see him behind Houston, who falls back, and see the left hand getting him.
Raised him in the chest area. Armin Gilliam also maybe up for grab for a team who wants a 6'9" forward who can score a lot of points. Last game against Detroit the other day, Tuesday, 7 of 8 from the field, 15 points in only 22 minutes. But tonight it's a tough matchup with the taller Dudley on him.
He hits both. 92-89. Knicks lead by 3. We're approaching the midway point of the fourth quarter. Charlie Ward with the move, backs it in, and a foul. Gorgeous move from Charlie Ward, and a chance for a 3-point play.
There was nobody there once Charlie got by his man.
Terrell Brandon has picked up his 4th foul.
Hill actually was there, but had no presence.
It's Ward's first field goal. Ward with 5 assists and 5 rebounds to go along with his 6 points. We're exactly midway through the fourth, a 5-point Knick lead.
Brandon working out of the deep corner now, has nowhere to go unless he gets a pick, which he does.
Fires it up way short. Good defense from Ward, fighting over the screen. Knicks will set up the offense. Allen Houston faking it. Ward, a 3-pointer. Ray Allen, the weak side rebound. The lead remains 5.5 left in the fourth. And Milwaukee's going to call timeout. A shootout between Starks and Robinson, both with 32. The Knicks have a 94-89 lead late in the fourth. 10 seconds remaining. Allen Houston a three. Bang! Allen Houston ties it up.
You're watching MSG Network.
We're all over it. You know the game. Now get inside it. Log on to NBA.com and reach every team and every player. Explore NBA news and notes. Visit the NBA store. Or chat with NBA players and coaches. Enter NBA.com Arena and go courtside for live game audio broadcasts and on-screen play-by-play. It's all here. The online world of the NBA. Go to the net. NBA.com.
Breakdown is the #1 thriller in the country.
My wife did not leave me.
The New York Times calls it pure action. It packs a punch.
What do you want?
Fresh and exciting, says USA Today. Solid thrills raise Gene Shalit of the Today Show.
When do I see my wife?
Just start walking. People magazine calls it a high-octane thriller.
Get down on the ground!
And Roger Ebert says this film delivers. Breakdown.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV.
This is where I work. These are my coworkers. Those are my customers. And that's me. Employee number 8. I make baskets.
5:24 to go in the game, and we're going to show you a Coke Classic play. However, we usually go back, but we're going to stay right here and look at John Starks' 9 3-point field goals.
That, of course, a new Knick record. Starks had the old one. He had 8 a couple of times.
He had 6 in the first half. That was 6 for 6. Now we go to the second half.
And that's the record.
And a little extra mustard off the backboard for number 9.
Gilliam across the lane, the runner off the mark. Excellent defense from Chris Dudley to force Gilliam to take a bad shot. 5-point lead, 5 minutes remaining. Charlie Ward getting a lot of minutes. Again, Childs not playing with the concussion suffered last night. Oakley short. And Brandon tracks down the rebound. Terrell Brandon steps up for 3. Long rebound goes to Ray Allen. Quick shot from Allen. That won't go. Dudley pulls down his 10th rebound of the game. Allen Houston has Brandon on him. Oakley the offensive board. Oakley's got 9 boards.
In traffic.
Just under 4.5 remaining. Fourth quarter, Knicks with a 5-point lead. Both teams look a little tired. This has been a hard-fought game. Oakley backs up, misfires. Brandon another rebound. Brandon's got 7 rebounds. He's 5'11". Ray Allen wide open for 3. Dudley boxing out and draws a foul on Tyrone Hill. That's the type of intangibles you love to see. Yes, Hill picks up, excuse me, John, his 5th foul.
You're referring to the boxing out, which we'll see in a moment with the good position.
That's the perfect way to play it. You feel where your man is, turn, grab the rebound. The only way he's going to get the rebound away from you is to commit a foul, which happened. And Dudley goes to the line. 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocked shots. He's 2 for 3 from the line. A 5-point Knick lead with 3:58 remaining. Time for our Delta Airlines schedule. The Heat right back here on Sunday. That game on NBC. Tuesday and Wednesday back on the road at Milwaukee and at Minnesota. Our coverage will begin with MCS Cannon Game Night.
M's and M's and M's upcoming
Dudley way off on that one. Oakley tried to tip it, but Gilliam poked it away. Milwaukee doesn't have a field goal in about 5 minutes. They've missed their last 7 shots.
See what Jeff Van Gundy has to factor in now is if this game, pass thrown away. If this game gets real close in the last 2 minutes, I'd say he's going to have to rethink Dudley's presence because he'll become a target to get fouled.
11th turnover. Knicks trying to get it out of Glenn Robinson's hands. Just over 3.5 remaining. Allen Houston to drive. Won't go. But a whistle and a foul, and Houston will shoot 2 more. Armin Gilliam picks up the personal, his 4th. And Allen Houston back to the line. He's got 17 points, and he's hit all 5 of his free throws.
Houston extending high to the basket and gets bopped on the noggin, as your dad would say, Mike.
Right on the back.
When you get out of line, I'm sure, in your life. It's going to give you a shot in the noggin, young man.
Houston hits the first one. He never hit me, John.
Well, it made for good conversation.
And the Knicks now with their biggest lead of the game, a 7-point advantage with 3.5 to play. Allen Houston has 19 points.
Either that or your head is like wood. You didn't even feel it.
Brandon on the pull-up. Tough shot from Terrell Brandon. Milwaukee has some excellent shooters. This one far from over. 96-91. A little over 3 minutes left. Houston again with the drive. Swatted away. Rejected out of bounds. Houston felt he was fouled. Knicks will get it out with 11 on the shot clock. Ward to inbound. Starks. Shot clock at 8. Starks and Allen. Starks drives. Feet underneath. Houston can't get it to go down. And a loose ball foul is going to be called against Chris Dudley. 5 on Dudley now. That's a beautiful pass. Tyrone Hill apparently made a nice defensive play to stop Allen Houston.
Nice exchange here. Starks is given the baseline. He takes it, then hits Houston beautifully. Tries to dunk the ball, but just couldn't get up quite high enough.
So Dudley picks up number 5. Knicks are over the limit. Tyrone Hill will go to the line. Hill from the free throw line at 63% this year. He's 1 of 2 tonight. Hill with a double-double, 10 points, 13 rebounds. He's playing with 5 fouls.
He recently signed within the last week a 5-year contract extension.
Hits both free throws. 96-93. Bucks coming right back. Knicks lead by 3, just under 3 minutes remaining here in the 4th. Starks will bring it out. Gilliam is guarding him. Starks makes his move out to Oakley. In and out. Starks the offensive rebound, but taken away by Gilliam.
Well, it's unusual these days to see Charles Oakley miss 3 straight jumpers in a relatively short period of time. He's been hitting much better lately.
3-point Knick lead. Allen now makes his move and is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. And he's an excellent free throw shooter. Allen Houston picks up his 3rd foul. Ray Allen shoots 88% from the line. He's missed a couple tonight, however. He's 5 of 7.
He missed 2 back-to-backs earlier in the game.
So he draws the foul. He hit the first free throw. Total points, and it's a 1-point game. And the Knicks will call a timeout. 6-0 run by the Bucks. 2:14 remaining in the 4th. Knicks lead by 1.
What are you going to do this winter? Sit home and take it? Not if you're in a Toyota. Let Toyotas get the best of winter sale. Put you behind the wheel of a Toyota 4Runner at a low $339 a month January lease with 4-wheel drive, air, all-weather guard package, AM/FM cassette, and power package. Or get there in a hot new RAV4. It's loaded with Toyota value. A terrible time to drive? That's why it's a great time to buy Toyota. At Toyota's Get the Best of Winter sale. Don't miss it.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Love, 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 love. Love is a word you can't explain love.
Between love and madness lies obsession.
Obsession for Men, Calvin Klein. Your gift with any $32 Obsession for Men purchase at Macy's.
Remember, when you're having good times with good friends, drink responsibly because friends know when to say when. A reminder from your friends at Budweiser. 2:14 remaining, fourth quarter, Madison Square Garden. Knicks leading the Bucks 96-95. Knicks had a 7-point lead with 3.5 remaining, but the Bucks on a 6-0 run. I remind you tonight at midnight, Fox Sports News right here on the MSG Network, coming up at midnight this evening.
Looks like Chris Dudley is going to be taken out now. He's got his jacket.
Although he did bang himself up a couple of minutes ago, perhaps on this play. Trying to reach in, coming up against Brandon.
Well, the suggestion would be that his foul shooting deficiencies could be sending it to the bench now as the game tightens up.
Buck Williams, by the way, has not played in the second half. His knee has been bothering him. It's very sore. They discussed it at halftime, and that's why he's not playing in the second half, if you're wondering why Buck Williams isn't out of the floor. It's Starks, Ward, Houston, Mills, and Oakley. All line up.
Oakley's the big man.
Starks throws it, and Hill intercepts it. 1-point Knick lead, just under 2 minutes remaining. Glenn Robinson trying to get free, and Chris Mills fouls him. And Robinson will go to the line. Third foul on Mills. Knicks over the limit. Knicks trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. The Bucks trying to extend their winning streak to 4. Robinson now with 33 points, and the game is tied. 1:50 remaining.
He gives off no tension at all when shooting the ball.
And the first lead of the fourth quarter for Milwaukee, 97-96. An 8-0 run by the Bucks.
It's in the same situation they were last night. Closing moments now.
And Ward throws it away. 2 bad passes in a row for the Knicks. Brandon. They want to get it to Robinson. Ward pokes it out of bounds. Still Milwaukee ball, 10 left on the shot clock. 1:25 left in the game. Knicks down by 1. And a 20-second timeout's been called by Chris Ford. So the Knicks were in a comfortable 7-point lead with 3.5 to go. But they've missed their last 7 shots, and they've had 2 consecutive turnovers on 2 very important possessions.
Horrifyingly, got it out, reminiscent of last night when the Knicks were so cold as the fourth quarter began, and then Charlie Ward in a situation where he turned the ball over last night when the clock was similar to where it is right now, with a weakly thrown pass and a very costly turnover once again. Last night the turnover took place with 1:05 to play, and Charlie had the 3 and missed that. However, there is more time on the clock now for the Knicks to gather themselves and do something positive here.
There's a timeout remaining. Brandon, tough pull-up shot. Brandon won't go. Fight for the rebound. Mills comes away. Reason Mills got that is because Charles Oakley was boxing out Hill with a vengeance. Knicks down by 1 and call timeout. So Jeff Van Gundy will talk it over. 1:11 remaining, fourth quarter. The Bucks with a 1-point lead. It's 97-96.
of the story? Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Peterson's 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year.
John Lithgow performs the Discover Card Dial-Along song.
An extemporaneous piece.
Provided for your dialing pleasure while you call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2 and apply for your Discover Card, the card with the cashback bonus award that always pays you back.
That was a nice surprise.
And that's music to everyone's ears. It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Bob Page with an update from Atlanta. Watch this wild sequence in the closing seconds of regulation. Allen Iverson with the basketball, game on the line. Jimmy Jackson gets it. How does he miss? And Terry Cummings' tip doesn't go either, though it may have been too late. They're headed to overtime.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. 1:11 remaining, fourth quarter. Knicks trailing by 1 with the basketball. They'll have 16 on the shot clock when they inbound in their front court. These two teams will bat it again. Our next MSG game in Milwaukee Tuesday night. MCS Canada Game Night begins our coverage at 8 p.m. Tip-off shortly after 8:35. Knicks, of course, play Sunday against Miami. That game on NBC TV. Knicks send out Starks, Houston, Ward, 3 guards, along with Mills and Oakley. Bucks counter with Brandon, Allen, Michael Curry, Tyrone Hill, and Glenn Robinson. Knicks with 1 timeout remaining.
Knicks putting the ball in John Stark's hands. John's looking more like a distributor now, though.
Allen Houston against Curry, who's a good defender. Houston drives. Shot won't go. Mills the rebound. Lost to the Robinson. And the Bucks call timeout. 59.9 seconds remaining. Knicks still down 1. But Milwaukee has the ball again. And we'll take another timeout. Another close encounter at Madison Square Garden.
Get into all the excitement of NBA All-Star Weekend basketball when you grab onto the crisp, satisfying taste of Sprite. Just look for specially marked packages of Sprite and you could save $3 on admission to the NBA Jam session presented by Fleer at the Jacob Javits Center February 5th through 8th. Check out this NBA theme park where you can slam dunk, practice your three-pointer, or reach maximum hang time. Don't miss all the shots and scores at the NBA Jam session. Slam a Sprite today and save. Obey your thirst. Sprite.
If you've been getting those phone stickers, you may be getting a little confused. So allow me to simplify.
I love stickers.
Okay, but if you're calling anywhere in America or anywhere around the world, most calls from home will cost you less with AT&T One Rate and One Rate International.
So you're saying the sticker...
I'm saying if you use those stickers, you could get a little sticky. You might get stuck paying more with those stickers.
Yeah, I know, I got that. But I love stickers.
Never been more frightened in my life.
In America and around the world, the AT&T One Rate plans.
Damage, the first digital camera with a move and zoom lens. A 3-foot cable shoots over the crowd's head, behind your back. Shoot up a storm, then download only the best into your PC. Yes, Damage V, the digital camera with a fast break detachable lens, only from the mind of Minolta.
Just under a minute remaining, fourth quarter. Knicks down by 1, and the Bucks have the basketball. Knicks had a chance to take the lead on this last possession, John.
Allen Houston was the man the Knicks wanted to shoot the ball. He gets a good look at the basket. Tough shot, though, driving left, shooting right, and doesn't get a piece of the basket. Curry, a good defender, right on him. No foul. Don't commit the foul. And the Knicks have the rebounders, but Robinson has the basketball.
So Milwaukee will inbound at half court. Glenn Robinson, 34 points. Both teams in the penalties, so any foul will be a shooting foul.
Curry did a good job keeping Houston from going to the basket where he could draw a foul. He made him take that short jump shot.
Charlie Ward with the steal and the layup, and the Knicks back up by 1. Huge play from Charlie Ward, and the Bucks want another timeout. Ward said last night, after he made that turnover, talking in the locker room, he wanted to learn from his mistakes and come back the next night and try and make a big play. That is a huge play.
What we just witnessed is a real competitor. Charlie Ward has had disappointment now the last 2 nights in the closing minutes of play with turnovers. And it did nothing to deflate him. He he just came on fire on this inbounds pass and made a gigantic play for his team.
And that's the Knicks' first field goal in almost 5.5 minutes. It ends the 8-0 run by the Bucks. And most importantly, it gives the Knicks a 1-point lead with 56.5 seconds remaining. Defense once again the key for the Knicks. Now both teams have one timeout left. And as I mentioned just a short time ago, both in the penalty. So the fouls will be shooting fouls. We've seen a seesaw battle. Knicks came out very sluggish, trailed by 15 points in the second quarter. But then went on an incredible run. And at halftime wound up leading by 2. Knicks actually had a 7-point lead here in the fourth quarter with 3.5 to go. Then hit a dry spell, but have come right back and taken a 1-point lead on Ward Steele. Crowd into it once again. The 239th consecutive sellout at Madison Square Garden. Every game, it seems, John, coming down to the final seconds when the Knicks do battle at the Garden.
The last Bucks game on Tuesday night was a 2-point win over Detroit.
Tyrone Hill to inbound. Expect them to go to Robinson. Brandon gets around, kicks it out. Ray Allen, that's a 3. Off the mark. Mills snatches the rebound and calls timeout. And that's the Knicks' final timeout.
I wonder if they wanted that timeout.
Will take the timeout, however. 42.6 seconds remaining. Knicks with a 1-point lead and the ball.
Don't worry. I won't be long.
Oh, okay.
Psst. Hey, buddy. Over here, in petites.
Whoa. Have a Bud Light. This is awesome.
Yeah, we love shopping.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Touchdown!
He didn't want to be tied to a desk. When he started his business, he was already looking 20 years ahead. When you're 25, who takes the long view? Or finds a broker who actually asks, where do you want to be? Your business becomes your life. I know that now. He knew it then. And I have a feeling he's still looking 20 years ahead. How's he doing it?
More research, insight, understanding. Payne Weber. Invest with more intelligence.
42.6 seconds remain. Knicks now with a 1-point lead, and they'll have the ball as Chris Mills snatching this rebound. But the Knicks, after the play, calling their final timeout. Ray Allen had a good look at it.
Big rebound by Mills, who immediately calls timeout, but it didn't seem to make sense. Jeff Van Gundy on the sideline, not giving away any of the team secrets, but without any timeouts and with the lead, it just didn't seem that he would have wanted that timeout. It might have been a reflex action. However, maybe he did.
So Allen's miss gives the Knicks the ball back. Mills will come out with the 3 guards, Starks, Houston, and Ward, plus Charles Oakley. Of course, the Knicks are without Chris Childs, didn't play with a concussion. Larry Johnson was ejected earlier with 2 technicals. Buck Williams not playing in the second half with knee problems. Full court pressure from the Milwaukee Bucks. Knicks have to inbound, again without the timeouts. Brandon, one of the better defenders.
The Knicks don't have to make a big play now. All they have to do is play solid, exchange the ball carefully, and get fouled.
Starks against Curry. 5 on the shot clock. Ward, wide open 3. Short, Mills had it, lost it. Ball tipped out. Ray Allen has it. Ahead to Brandon. Brandon up, misses it. Ball knocked off. Allen Houston comes away with a rebound, and he's fouled with 11 seconds remaining. Houston will shoot free throws. A wild sequence. The Bucks obviously not looking to call timeout. They're complaining there was a foul on the play. There seemed to be an awful lot of contact. Knicks lead by 1. 11 seconds left, and Allen Houston will shoot 2 free throws.
Charlie Ward had to fire away. Brandon tips it ahead. Ward gambles a steal, doesn't get it. Brandon goes up for the shot, and Allen Houston recovers.
You know what? John Starks played him pretty well as Houston now 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He played him pretty well. I don't think there was a foul on that. I mean, there's a little contact.
We didn't see it in the replay.
Knicks by 2. Bucks still have a timeout left. Allen Houston now with 20 points. Huge free throws for Allen Houston, and Milwaukee will use their final timeout. Another wild finish at Madison Square Garden. Knicks lead at 100-97 with 11 seconds remaining.
Much like Glenn Robinson, Allen Houston cans those shots under great pressure, making it look very easy, like he was all alone practicing.
Again, it looked like they were going to have either the layup or a foul call.
Charlie Ward had to take the shot. Time was going down. Ward makes a big gamble here for that ball. Fortunately, the Knicks didn't get burned because of the good play John Starks and his teammates did on Brandon.
And it looked like it was Oakley who got a hold of it. As Patrick Ewing lines up with the basketball, still working on his left. But Oakley knocked the ball appearing off the backboard. Let's take another peek. Smart play there for Brandon to tip it to Allen. And Starks really played this very well.
Yeah, he sure did. He put a lot of pressure on, but didn't get guilty of the foul, and then Allen Houston gets fouled. And the lefty Ewing comes up with that basketball.
Starks went at him like he was going to commit a foul and then backed off at the right time. A very strong defensive play. And the Knicks with a 3-point lead courtesy of some clutch free throw shooting from Allen Houston. Everyone out of timeouts. So the first thing Milwaukee has to do is to inbound, make sure they get it in, and then go for the 3.
As we said earlier, they are an excellent 3-point shooting team. What it comes down to, Glenn Robinson shoots the best percentage on the team. He's already made one tonight at 43. And then Ray Allen, who's the major shooter. He's made 67 of them this year. 40% shooter from 3-point range.
Bucks 5 of 11 tonight. Allen and Brandon each with 2. Robinson has hit his only 3-pointer. Elliott Perry's in the game as well now. Tyrone Hill will inbound. Charles Oakley gets the delay of game.
I think they want Ray Allen to shoot. He's got a couple of inches height on John Starks. That's who's guarding him.
Oakley will now back off. Robinson, Brandon, Perry, and Allen out there looking for the 3. Hill gets it to Brandon. 9 seconds. Allen, a long 3. Oh, it's good. Ray Allen with 5.6 remaining. Knicks have plenty of time. Starks makes his move, fires a 3. Mills tip won't go, and we're going to overtime. Ray Allen from about 26 feet away. What a finish. And they'll put 5 minutes up on the clock for the OT. These games here at Madison Square Garden are absolutely incredible. Game tied at 100. Let's see the final sequence.
Brandon with a lot of poise gets it to Ray Allen, who's about 26, 27 feet away from the basket. An amazing shot. And they don't allow John Starks to get a good look and retreat. Brandon with a lot of poise now. He had a good sense of the clock.
He was about 5 feet beyond. I said 26. He may have been 28 feet away.
As we said a moment ago, he's got a couple of inches on John Starks, and he was able to look over him and fire away.
Give the Bucks credit. They hit the big shot, and then they got back on defense right away and made it a tough shot for John Starks. So Knicks pushing it up. Again, they were out of timeouts. Starks trying to set. Had a couple of seconds. Maybe could have taken a little further in or trying to find somebody. But at that point, Starks, of course, has been red hot. And we're all even at 100 heading into the overtime.
Well, the Bucks have played plenty of overtimes this year. 6. In fact, on December 27th, they had a double overtime loss to New Jersey. The last one was against San Antonio on January 18th. Recently, they lost to the Spurs. And they beat Portland in an overtime game on January 10th. So this is their third one in January.
And for the Knicks, this is their first overtime game of the season. Doesn't seem like it because we've had so many games that have been so close. Now you wonder about fouls and who's in and who's out. You know what? In the net game was in overtime. In the Knick game notes, it has it as no overtime. So my mistake. Stand corrected. Dudley back in, along with Oakley, Charlie Ward, Allen Houston, Dudley back tap, and John Starks. Starks, who has 9 3-pointers in the game. That's a Knick record. They've done a good job on him in the closing minutes, though. Shot clock down to 8. Allen Houston, Charlie Ward, the runner. Nice move from Charlie Ward, and the Knicks take a 2-point lead.
Chris Dudley back in the picture now with a 5-minute overtime.
Glenn Robinson trying to get free. Allen with Starks right with him. Allen lost it, got it back. Tough shot from Ray Allen. Allen now with 24 points. 102 apiece. Opening minute of the overtime.
Allen, much like his teammate Robinson, is so graceful with the jump shot. Executes it so quickly.
Starks was all over him. That's just a good shot. Now Allen guarding Starks.
Pushing Starks to the baseline.
Houston against Glenn Robinson. Allen Houston on the drive, and he draws the foul. And we'll go back to the free throw line. Glenn Robinson picks up the personal. That's his third.
Allen Houston driving that basketball more and more and succeeding in drawing the foul.
21 points for Allen Houston. Now 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Where free throws make such a difference. Can really win you so many games. And Houston has been almost automatic at the line. In the last couple of weeks, Armin Gilliam will come back in.
All you have to do is look at the differences between what a team averages and what they give up. And it just demonstrates that point so clearly. The Bucks are being outscored by their opposition by 1/10 of a point on the average. So what importance do you put on a foul shot when you look at those numbers?
2-point Knick lead, just over 3.5 remaining in the extra period. Robinson. Oh, Glenn Robinson, another tough shot. He's got 36, and we're tied at 104.
Knicks, though, are allowing him the looks. I mean, he's under pressure, but he's not under enough pressure.
That shot was pretty well contested, though. Houston fires. Allen Houston drills it. 106-104. 25 for Allen Houston. A shootout tonight at the Garden.
Well, when you look back at how this game began, the first quarter, it was sleepy time, and then all of a sudden, Starks appeared.
Allen passes up the 3. Starks stays with him. Terrell Brandon, that's a 2-pointer. Brandon knocks it down. Superb shooting here in the overtime. As we're tied at 106. Well, this is so fun to watch, guys hitting pressure shots. Both teams going at it.
Robinson setting a baseline, and he accepts it.
Houston on the turnaround. Dudley can't get to the rebound, and Brandon comes away. That's the first miss of the overtime. Tyrone Hill trying to go against Oakley. Lost it. Charlie Ward picks it up. Knicks look to push. They've got a 4-on-3. Stark sets. 3-pointer. Dudley tips it out, but a loose ball foul is going to be called against Dudley. And Chris Dudley is fouled out of the game. Dudley fouls out for the third time this season. 8 points, 11 rebounds, and a couple of blocked shots.
When a big guy reaches over his opponent, invariably they call the foul.
And we've got timeout. 2:13 remaining in overtime. Knicks and Bucks even at 106. Milwaukee has the ball.
You sign a lot of autographs?
Oh, yeah, you?
They asked me to bend stuff a lot.
I can see that. What?
It's Lois. She's in trouble.
Did you look through that building?
Well, kind of. It's glass. Lois!
Superman, I've forgotten my wallet.
I can't carry money in this. I'm powerless.
I'm not.
My hero.
You can do more with the American Express card.
Could you? For my kid.
Ship your package in 2 days with FedEx. And you'll run into 7 different price zones.
Ship your package in 2 days with UPS. And you'll run into 7 different price zones.
Ship your package in 2 to 3 days with Priority Mail. And there's just one price zone.
So, what's your priority? Priority Mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
We were on vacation
Oh, your sunglasses.
when we realized we were sitting on a gold mine.
Rubber sunglasses.
Too bad none of the stores saw it that way.
So, any more bright ideas?
Actually, yes. Our own website. And before we knew it, we were selling shades to everyone under the sun.
Open a storefront on the internet with the most powerful network in the world.
2:13 remaining in overtime. Knicks and Bucks all even. And the execution in the overtime has been very, very solid.
Yes, it's been crisp. Allen Houston with a beautiful jump shot. The Bucks also careful with the basketball, selecting the man they want to shoot the ball. And Brandon, who has not had a huge game offensively as he's played the role of the traditional playmaker, comes up big because he is capable of it.
Bucks have hit all 3 of their shots in the OT. Allen Houston is guarding Glenn Robinson, trying to fight through a screen. Houston playing behind Starks double teams and thrown away. The double team forced the turnover. Mills is fouled by Allen. And the Knicks will take it out of bounds. It's only the 3rd team foul. Next one's in the bonus. 1:56 remaining in OT. Game tied at 106.
Well, Mills is unhappy because he wanted to be shooting the ball. So in effect, the call took away the act of shooting from him.
That's the complaint. Houston comes back. Allen Houston finding Oakley. Oakley down low to Mills, and Mills is fouled on the entry pass, and now will shoot free throws.
Charles might have lost some confidence having missed the last several jump shots he took. But he had a good target there in Chris Mills.
Tyrone Hill has fouled out. 11 points, 13 rebounds. That double team forcing that turnover.
Well, Charlie stepped into the obvious passing lane so beautifully. He anticipated that. That wasn't an accident. And the good pass inside to Mills was big enough to draw that foul.
Mills 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Hill is finished. Hill's 81% on the season. And knocks down the first one. Knicks as a team have hit 24 of 31. That's 77%. 1:41 remaining in overtime. Knicks now with a 1-point lead. After last night's emotional game, they come right back with another one tonight.
You know, they look tired in the first quarter. And actually what's happened is they've gotten stronger as the game's gone on.
Armin Gilliam. Oakley trying to pester him. Ward stays on Brandon. They double team Brandon. He's tied up. Brandon lost it out of bounds, but still Milwaukee ball. Knicks deflected it. There's 7 left on the shot clock. Jeff Van Gundy applauding the defense. 1:24 remaining in overtime. 7 seconds left on the 24. Knicks lead by 2.
Each team with plenty of timeouts now in overtime. Knicks with 3, the Bucks with 2.
You get an additional 3 timeouts in the overtime. You just get the 3. 5 on the shot clock. Allen operating, hoists it up. Oh, Ray Allen, another tough shot, and it's tied at 108. And Ray Allen comes up hobbling after that one. With the shot clock expiring, Ray Allen drills it. 1:18 remaining in overtime. Knicks and Bucks still tied up.
He was their #1 assassin.
Which brings us to your task.
But there was one job he wouldn't do.
So you didn't want to shoot a kid?
He made his choice.
Now he's their #1 target.
What did you get me into?
International action star Chow Yun-fat, Mira Sorvino, The Replacement Killers. Rated R. Opens everywhere February 6th.
Hey, Knicks fans, do you want to win big? Then enter the McDonald's Jeep and Eagles Super Shot Contest. You could win the chance to take center court at a Knicks game. And if you're a good shot, it ends up with you cruising away in a brand new 1998 Jeep Cherokee. Just fill out an entry form at any participating McDonald's restaurant or call 212-465-JUMP. The Knicks Fan Line, presented by AT&T for details. The McDonald's Jeep and Eagles Super Shot Contest. It could be you.
Tied in overtime, 1:18 remaining in the extra period. The Knicks will have the ball, and here's where Brandon was tied up. Look at the color of the sneakers. The ball goes off what appears to be the leg on the white sneaker. Brandon has a black sneaker, so that appears to be a good call. Although it's very, you know what? I'm seeing it again. It actually looks like the left ankle of Brandon.
Yes, it does.
You know, the first time I looked at it, John, I thought it was off the white one. Unless it also hit Charlie Ward's. But it definitely hit Terrell Brandon's inside of his left ankle.
See how tough it is to be an official?
Oh. And here's Ray Allen. Shot clock expiring. He's tied up. And it's that tough off-balance shot. Allen has 26. This crowd has been into it. Full force here down the stretch. Houston comes across the screen.
They're looking for him, but he's guarded so tightly by Curry. Curry's playing real tough. He's so quick.
Allen Houston drives down the runner, backs it in, and a foul! Allen Houston with a chance for a three-point play, and the Knicks go up by 2. An aggressive move to the basket for Allen Houston. And now we'll go to the free throw line as Curry picks up his 3rd.
That's a remarkable shot by Allen Houston. He's going left across the basket, comes back to the right hand, and makes the backboard his friend.
And Houston hits the free throw. Bucks will call timeout. 58.2 seconds remaining in overtime. The Knicks with a 3-point lead, and the Garden is alive.
Lads, British man of war passing Skull Point. I'm the cannon.
Arr, I can see my room from here.
Let me show you my Vegas.
Nice enough to light the whole place up for me.
First time to Vegas?
Yes.
And you?
My 3rd. My 44th trip.
Winner, winner, lobster dinner.
Tomatillo.
People are so excited.
Mine's a blue convertible.
And you, my lad, have to walk the plank.
No need to spit.
Anything, all the time. That's Las Vegas.
Winter fun is heating up. It's time to go for the snow.
This is the place. This is the place to be.
GMC Jimmy. Get into available 4-wheel drive action. Added control with just the push of a button, and Jimmy's deal just got better. Lease Jimmy SLS fully equipped for $299 a month. Let Jimmy help you get through this winter.
This is the place to be.
Go for the snow at your Tri-State GMC dealer. This is the place.
Just under a minute remaining in overtime. Knicks lead the Bucks by 3. Milwaukee will have the ball right after this gorgeous move from Allen Houston.
Just amazing. Curry at 6'5". He still can't stop Houston.
Houston now with a season high 28 points. A perfect 12 for 12 from the free throw line. You don't think, even though he's not playing, he's not into it? Patrick Ewing has been fired up, leading the cheers on the bench.
Yes, Patrick approved of that shot.
Oh, and by the way, John Starks has 9 3-pointers tonight. So many different stories this evening.
Herb Williams agrees.
Bucks will get it out at half court. Still so much time remaining. 58.2 seconds, especially with a Glenn Robinson on the floor. He's got 36. Michael Curry, Gilliam Brandon, and Ray Allen out there as well from Milwaukee.
Plenty of time.
Robinson posting up Mills. Makes his move and he's fouled and one. Glenn Robinson answers right back. Mills felt that the foul should have been before the shot. But Robinson kept going as Mills picks up his fourth.
Mills just goes along for the ride, almost has his hands on the basketball, but the strong hands of Robinson enable him to keep that ball, make the shot, and the foul shot.
And now it's the Knicks' turn to talk it over as they call timeout. 49.8 remaining in overtime. All tied up at 111.
Wendy had been missing for years. When her picture appeared on New Orange Tropic, it led us to believe she was on a remote island. Our hunch was quickly confirmed.
Hi, how are ya?
From there, the trail just got hotter.
16 fluid ounces. Shake well before open.
Made from best stuff on earth.
But we were too late. Wendy was gone.
I'm going back to Snapple. They need me.
What'd she say?
That she go back to Snapple, and that we can eat you.
Where is money simple? Enter here. What if you could tap into Citibank right from your PC? Wouldn't it be easy if you could pay bills without writing checks? Or see what you've charged lately without waiting for the bill? Imagine moving money around this quickly and having an expert to answer your questions day or night. Citibank's PC banking puts you in control. It makes money simple. Citibank, the city never sleeps.
This game has featured 13 ties, 15 lead changes, and we're tied right now with 49.8 seconds remaining. Each team with one full timeout left. As Glenn Robinson operating against Chris Mills.
Well, the fourth leading scorer in the NBA is doing what he does best, as he's done all game.
And he hit the free throw. 39 points for Glenn Robinson. The Bucks bench enjoying it, and there's no question that was in the act of shooting. At the other end, Patrick Ewing, get out of the way, coach. He's acting like a coach.
Yes, he is. Very well dressed, too.
Tonight it was Greg Brittenham's turn to tie the tie. Glenn Robinson with 39. Knicks have Ward, Mills, Houston, Starks, and Oakland. These five have played down the stretch at crunch time. Houston again, Curry again. Houston on the pull-up, short. Mills tries to tip it, does. Chris Mills keeps it alive. There's about an 8-second differential between the game clock and shot clock, and the Knicks will call another timeout, and that's their last timeout. Houston had Curry all over him, but Chris Mills with the huge play there, John, to keep it alive.
Well, Mills is such an effective rebounder. The Knicks have been playing without the services of Larry Johnson since the end of the third quarter. No question that they've missed his bulk and his defensive abilities, particularly on low post situations with a Glenn Robinson.
And here's the last Knick possession. Curry all over Houston, doing a good job defensively, stayed right with him. But Mills with the huge play, not once but twice, tapping it out. And those are the plays, again, to use the cliche, do not show up in the box score, but so important.
Allen Houston being guarded again by Curry. The Knicks discussing their strategy now with plenty of time. The question is, do they go for a quick score or do they wait it out?
These two will play again Tuesday. That's our next game on MSG. Knicks and Bucks from Milwaukee. Our coverage begins MCS Canada game night at 8 here on the MSG Network. Tip-off shortly after 8:35. Now with 28.1 seconds remaining and 19 left on the shot clock, if they whittled it down, it'd still be 9.1 seconds left. So there's plenty of time. So I think in this case, if you have an opening, you take it.
I think
shot is there, you take it.
They have to look for a good shot, period. And hope that it comes sooner than later, because if it gets late, then they get rushing and you don't get a good shot. So they got to go into their normal offensive flow. Undoubtedly looking for Allen Houston, who has been remarkable, much like Starks was earlier, much like Glenn Robinson has been, and certainly Ray Allen lately.
Bucks haven't missed in overtime. They're 5 for 5. So the same 5 come out. Ward, Starks, Houston, Mills, and Oakland. Knicks out of timeouts, so they have to get the ball inbounds. Bucks will try and deny the ball. Oakley has no one to get it to. Finally does to Mills. Ward sets it up. All tied up at 111. Starks to Mills.
He's got a mismatch with Brandon.
Puts it up and blocked and fouled. Chris Mills draws the foul, and he'll go to the line with 15.8 seconds remaining. Brandon picks up the foul. That's his 5th.
See, the Knicks forced a switch there. They forced a switch with their motion. And the result was Brandon at 5'11" is on 6'6" Mills, and the Knicks got him the ball.
Mills 4 for 4 from the line tonight. Oh, hits every part of the rim.
He had no doubt.
Clutch free throw shooting for the Knicks. Oakley wants to get down there into the lane. Wasn't in there at first. He's out by half court.
Well, should there be a tipping situation, he's the best for the Knicks in that area.
Knicks by 1, 15.8 seconds left. In and out. And the Bucks will call their final timeout. More drama ahead. 15.1 seconds remaining in overtime. Knicks with a 1-point lead, but the Bucks have the basketball, and we'll take a timeout.
The moral of the story? Get the world's fastest sport utility vehicle. Introducing the Grand Cherokee 5.9 Limited. Peterson's 4-wheel and off-road magazine's 4x4 of the year.
John Lithgow performs the Discover Card Dial-Along song.
An extemporaneous piece.
Provided for your dialing pleasure while you call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2 and apply for your Discover Card, the card with the cashback bonus award that always pays you back.
That was a nice surprise.
And that's music to everyone's ears. It pays to Discover. To apply, call 1-800-IT-PAYS-2. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
15.1 seconds in overtime. Knicks lead by 1, but the Bucks with the basketball. They'll have it at half court. Chris Mills going 1 of 2 from the line. And here's the reaction on the miss on the second shot.
Well, he fell away after the release. Didn't really stay with that shot right to the basket. The Knicks have had leads, 5 leads in this overtime, and the Bucks have caught them every time. Now the Knicks are up 1 again.
Both times, both teams out of timeouts. Why are we in overtime? Because of Ray Allen's clutch long 3-pointer. This with a little over 5 seconds remaining. And we went into overtime where the Bucks are 5 for 5 from the field. They have not missed an overtime. Every time the Knicks have taken a lead, the Bucks have tied it. That's happened 5 times in the OT.
Well, Glenn Robinson certainly the target, as is Ray Allen, 2 super scorers.
Remember, Knicks are out of timeouts as well. Knicks do not have any fouls to give.
You want to get the ball to Brandon's hands and let him make the decisions, and they do.
Ward on Brandon. They're looking for Robinson. Quick shot over Mills. Won't go. Allen follows it. Curry. It's good with 5 seconds remaining. Knicks out of timeouts. Houston drives, looks for Starks, and he throws it away with 1.2 seconds remaining. The Bucks have to inbound. They're out of timeouts, and they have to do it quickly. Knicks will have to foul right away.
Clock doesn't start till someone touches it.
And Brandon immediately fouled. There's 0.3 of a second remaining on the clock. They'll probably put a little bit more on, but it's still going to need a miracle shot for the Knicks to pull this one out. As a heartbreaking finish once again for the Knicks for the second consecutive night. They reset it to 0.5 of a second. Knicks played it so well defensively.
Watch Curry. Big enough, strong enough to come in. Nobody in front of him. And he puts the dagger into the Knicks.
Now it's not over yet, but the Knicks will have to throw in a desperation shot. A desperation heave from about 3/4 court. Brandon with 2 free throws. 0.5 of a second remaining. Knicks down by 1. Make it 2. What the Knicks will have to do if Brandon hits this, quickly throw it to half court or 3/4 court and have somebody just heave it up there. Brandon hits both. Oakley will try an inbound.
Catch and shoot.
Mills and won't get it off in time. And once again, second consecutive night, a heartbreaking defeat for the Knicks as they lose in overtime to the Milwaukee Bucks. And Jeff Van Gundy so upset last night. Team once again playing hard, but unable to pull it out down the stretch. And you've got to give a lot of credit, John, to the Milwaukee Bucks. Knicks had the lead the overtime every time the Bucks came back and tied it. Every time. And they played very well for a young team on the road. This is an impressive win for them.
This game was a journey, just under 3 hours for both teams. And it was just a remarkable exhibition of shooting the basketball, of guts and of heart by both teams. And what an exhibition of shooting by 4 players tonight. Just tremendous shooting exhibition.
Knicks had position in there first on Allen, but Robinson shot caromed off a little too far. Allen kept it alive, and then Michael Curry right there. I mean, you can't defend this initial shot and rebound any better. See the Knicks around, but it came out long, and Allen just heaved it up there.
And Curry lost his man in all the double teaming situations that occur in moments like this.
Then the Knicks turned it over. You think of games like the Atlanta game, Steve Smith hitting the shot, Doug Christie's shot, Toronto.
Right.
So many close, heartbreaking defeats. But give a lot of credit to the Milwaukee Bucks. And this crowd very disappointed as they see the Knicks lose for the 3rd straight time. Knicks with a 3-game losing streak
like
now.
The remarkable long history of the games between the Bucks and the Knicks. Tonight, this series broke a tie. In the long history, it was 67-67. And the Bucks pull ahead by 1 with this victory.
Milwaukee now with a 4-game winning streak. Final score in overtime. The Bucks 115, the Knicks 112. Plenty more to come.